Hello, boys and girls and boys. It's your
Turning
boy,
our
King
school
Griffin
project
Shorts.
into AR.
Jesus, dude, I'm about to poop in my own mouth, dude.
Hello, guys and gals.
Oh my
Have
god,
you
dude.
seen this guy before? This
Have you seen this guy before? I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. Well, who's this nerd army? Dear God, brother. We got ourselves an absolutely massive docket this morning. We're gonna be going absolutely giggity schmoodle mode on the beat. It's gonna be crazy. It really is gonna be crazy. I am pretty sick, which is unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be an awesome sick experience. I don't know. I am struggling here. My throat hurts. My AIDS is like bubbling up to the top. But we have some massive stuff going on. Now, Ethan Klein dropped a nuke. The thing was okay. It was okay. It wasn't really a nuke, I would say. It's more like a nuclear fallout. That's what Ethan Klein himself said about it on his podcast, that it was more just like radioactive waste hitting the rest of the civilization that was still left in the surrounding areas. And I think that's a fair assessment. But I did see a few people making some videos on this stuff, and I figured Diesel Patches would probably give us the best introductory to everything going on, and I figured we might as well roll with him. I mean, he is the boy that I mean, if I don't react or like cover and commentate on a Diesel Patches videos, you know what he'll do to me. He will harass me into oblivion. So let's get right into it, boys, and let's get into the drama.
So, Ethan Klein announced yesterday that he's planning to sue 3 Twitch streamers for having ill intent when reacting to Ethan's content. These Twitch streamers being Denims, Frogan, and I don't know who the fuck you are. Ethan expresses his distaste for lazy.
That's right. That was my exact thought when I listened to the entire 20-minute, which you should go do. Go watch Ethan's actual 20-minute content nuke thing. If you type in H3 Productions, it's very simple. You can go to his channel. It is the last video uploaded, and he has this whole thing where he goes through and explains why he's suing all these people. Now, at first, I do have to say I was a little bit, I don't like this, Ethan. Ethan, I don't like this, buddy. I don't like the fact that you were the fair use guy, and now you're not being the fair use guy anymore. But as he got further along and started to explain his situation, it started to make sense why these 3 were getting sued and not anyone else. Because, as you might remember, when this nuke, the Hassan nuke went up, every like Hassan orbiter covered it. Now the majority of them probably actually engaged with them. I know Hassan engaged with it. I know that like I think Mike from PA engaged with it. A lot of them actually went through and watched the entire thing. They put in tons and tons of their own commentary where it took them a very long time to watch it. I know when I covered it, I almost doubled the time. And when you look at like Frogan, Denims, and then Decepticon, when you look at the Decepticons, right, they don't add anything to it. Zero, zilch. And then they also talk about how they're just platforming it so you don't have to watch the original creator. Now, I always start every video, I might not always link the channel because I don't do this full-time. I work a full-time job, 40 hours a week, shifting schedules, so some days I'm opening, some days I'm closing, I'm constantly moving. I get 2 days to get my content chopped up and put out there for you guys for the entire week. And those 2 days, I'm also trying to maximize as much time with my kid and my wife as possible. So that's why every time I start a video, I start with, "You're embarrassing yourself" from Diesel Patches, or blah, 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 name of video, channel title, because even if I don't get the chance to actually tag the creator or the video itself, it is there at the beginning of every single one of my videos. I try to do that and try to say, "Oh, go give these guys a like." Or I might say I didn't like the video. You can go check it out yourself, make your own opinion on it, right? But I never say that I'm a substitute for the original content. I am the retard who is spurging out into the mic. That is my job. That is what I do. I always yap way too much. My biggest criticism for my channel from like the normie audience is, you yap too much, you talk too much, which I always take as a compliment because that means I'm actually sitting in the lines of fair use. These mother truckers basically just re-upload it with their face in the corner. I've never liked that. I really haven't. Now, If you want to do that with my stuff, if you want to blow my face up all like goofy or do whatever and then just like repost my stuff, I have no problem with that. I don't care, me personally. But I mean, these guys are malicious in the fact that it isn't under fair use. It's just like archive channels. Yes, are they useful? Absolutely. Are they sitting under fair use? No, not at all.
Reaction streamers, but claims his main concern is directed towards those who make it abundantly clear that their reaction content serves as a replacement for the original source material.
And I hope it's been obvious about why I'm suing these 3 people and not others. Take it to these 3 absolute morons to state their intention to steal my property on video.
And during this video, Ethan reveals his master evil plan Z that ended up trapping a couple of streamers who believed they were saved under copyright.
And it was in this setting that I formulated an idea. What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist, they couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published. Watch the entire video, add little to no commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even better than I imagined it would. Now, the thing is, there were a few people that went above and beyond to commit copyright infringement. There's one thing about copyright you should know is that you got to register it before you publish. Well, I'm happy to tell you.
Well, that's another thing that I think this is why Ethan Klein's going to win this lawsuit. Now, if it was just slander or whatever, I've been saying this since day one, dude. Since day Rizzy, brother. Since fucking day out of your mama's puss bag, brother. I've been saying that nobody in this situation is going to win any of these lawsuits. These are frivolous. These are dumb. But that's when it comes with defamation. Defamation in the U.S. is incredibly high bar to prove. It is super hard. Your normal Jizz Falcon isn't going to be out here winning these lawsuits, right? So especially when you look at what's going on and you can see for an absolute fact that they have made money from this situation. Now, when it comes to copyright law, on the other hand, it's not as hard to win those, or it's not as hard to lose those cases. D has a lot more ground to stand on. Yeah, you think that these documentarists that get hit, like, this is the thing. A lot of people are like, well, what about and I do agree that I think that we live in a really nice era where we're allowed to play video games and post them on the internet. But you have to remember, too, that is because these games are allowing you to post that content. They're allowing you to post that content. That is their IP. That is their stuff. If tomorrow the video game industry wanted to switch and say that you couldn't post your own gameplay, they would have some sort of right to do that. And in fact, there are things where they will copyright you for the gameplay, like they will copyright you for things like the cutscenes and stuff. There are games that will do that. It's kind of crazy. It's cringe. I don't agree with it, but that's why you don't see a lot of people like streaming movie clips or like live reaction to like stuff like that. Or if they do, they have like tons and tons of filters over it, so that they're able to navigate through that. It's not something you can easily do, and if you do get hit with it, well, it looks like you're going to be taken to court by Disney or Sony or any of these other goon bags. We've seen entire channels nuked because they just use snippets, little gifs from like anime and stuff. Entire channels have been nuked because somewhere in Japan they wanted to just obliterate your claim, and it's their copyright. They can do that. I think a lot of people misunderstand the fair use system, and I think a lot of people abuse the shit out of it, and we have seen this before with people like XQC, Sniper Wolf in the dramas in the past. Now, I was sat from the position of I'm full fair game. I think you should be allowed to do whatever. I don't fully agree with Ethan Klein in this sentiment. I do think their malicious intent, where they wanted to be a market a substitute, is kind of scummy, and the fact that he could sue him for like tons of other things like defamation, and he can't. I think this was just a way that he knew he could actually sue them and actually get the win.
Tell you guys now, I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hassan Piker content nuke with the United States Library of Congress.
And keep in mind, guys, that this is the guy who set the law for copyright in the fair use and copyright in the U.S. What we have now, the precedent we have now, what we're using is him, and his lawyer is the one who did this. So if he's there, if he went through all the steps to set this trap with his lawyer helping along, there's a really high chance that he's gonna win this case, because he probably, and his lawyer is like one of the best fair use lawyers in the country. It would be really crazy for me to think that whatever Denim's GoFundMe like $6,000 is gonna get her is gonna compete with this.
This topic are focusing on the factors of fair use. Under the Copyright Act, there are 4 factors provided when it comes to determining whether a product is fair use or not. The 2 specific factors being focused on are Factor 1 and Factor 4. Factor 1 states, the purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. Courts typically focus on whether the use is transformative, that is, whether it adds new expression or meaning to the original, or whether it merely copies from the original. In my personal opinion, I don't believe Ethan has much of a case here, at least with Factor 1 of fair use. The specific video that Ethan is suing Denims over is her reaction to content new Kassan Piker. The original video is 1 hour and 42 minutes long, while the reaction from Denims is nearly 4 hours long. The additional time itself displays Denims was adding at
That is fair. Like, see, this is the thing. When I was looking at this, Denims was the least egregious of the 3. Now, I know Frogan and it was Frogan and Casey Tron didn't add much of anything. I feel like Denims, he's just going after, like, it's a stretch more for Denims. I really do agree with that. And again, I don't really agree with this lawsuit in general. I feel like this is incredibly petty, and I just sit in a really weird place on it. I do. I think he has the right to under his position. Do I like it? Absolutely not.
At least something to the original content. However, it is entirely possible there could be a case made here, since copyright laws do not have a set-in-stone number for the duration of the added material or how much of the original can be shown. Denims does offer her own commentary and does offer criticism. I mean, sure, most of her input is as vapid and empty as her head, but she does offer one of the examples provided under fair use. However, in the same video, Denims also plays the original material in its entirety and goes to the bathroom while the video is still playing. I mean, we can look at this and call her out for—
Oh no, dude. I mean, that's not good either. I mean, if you're not even there, changing anything in that situation, that's pretty bad.
Offering the bare minimum, but I don't know how well this would actually hold up in court. Even so, this isn't the main reason for Ethan suing people like Denims in the first place. It's less about the reactionary content itself, and more so the intent behind the reactionary content. While I don't think Ethan has much to go off with Factor 1, it would seem like he definitely has a case with Factor 4. In assessing this factor, courts consider whether the use is hurting the current market for the original work, for example by displacing sales of the original, and or whether the use could cause substantial harm if it were to become widespread.
And this is, I think, the most important thing. I think these guys, they stated in each one of their... Now, I've never stated that I am going to be a replacement. Every time I do a commentary video, I never say that I'm going to be the replacement for the original. I might shit on somebody, say it's a dog shit video, and there might be times where I'm like, this isn't even worth watching, but I don't even say that it's like worth better watching on my channel. I just think that it's dog shit, right? I will call something out for being dog shit, but I'm not going to be sitting here and say, watch this instead of the actual creator. I will never do that. I mean, if you disagree with me full-heartedly and say that, like, wow, dude, wow, you fucking suck, I want to go watch the original guy, go watch it. Again, at every beginning of every video, I say the channel name and the title of the video so it is easy for you to find. Now, again, I have a real life, so I can't fucking link everything, but if you guys want to, every time I post a video, if you want to link the videos, that would be incredible. That would save me a ton of work.
Luckily for Ethan, Denims, using all 2 of her brain cells, flat out admitted the purpose of her reactionary video is to serve as a replacement for the original, garnering viewership so people won't have to watch Ethan's video.
And this is why she's a fucking cum falcon. This is why she's spreading her AIDS across the world, is because these people get it in their heads that they're doing a grand service by existing. Because of them, they are saving the world by, oh, you don't have to support the evil Ethan Klein. Come support me. Come support me, the great, wonderful fucking bimbo in a chair. And that's like what sucks about this whole situation, is now we're gonna see a precedent that's gonna really shake up the internet and maybe put it back to the way it was before Ethan did his fucking initial lawsuit, and that would fuck us. That really would. This is the type of shit. This is the type of shit right here. These type of fucking online shits that ruin everything for everybody else. And these guys being malicious, just sitting there, like when you do these 8-hour streams and you don't want your audience to get bored, so you get up from your chair, go make yourself a sandwich, get fucking your anal cavity destroyed in the bathroom, and then come back 30 minutes later after not letting just letting like YouTube autoplay happen. You ruin it for the rest of us. You ruin it for the people that are actually trying to like make like actual commentary, who are actually trying to do real critiques. You make it harder for us because you guys are abusing the shit out of the system.
If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here. Because I'm going to be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself.
Here's some quotes from Denims. We're relying on you to stay live so we don't have to give the nuke views.
Which is insane, dude. It's insane that this is the situation. Like, I think this was the most important aspect of the lawsuit for all three of them, and I think that's why they're getting sued. Like, it kept coming down to this. I think he put in the other stuff to kind of broaden the lawsuit to have more angles to go at, because that's what a lot of people don't understand is when you file a lawsuit, you file it for the most important thing is one of them, and then you tack on as much BS as you possibly can that are just sort of tangentially attached, so that the defense has the defense has to argue at multiple different angles. Because if you just put one angle, they could build a whole defense on how to fight that one angle. But if you add tons and tons and tons of different angles, they're going to keep their lawyer bouncing around the entire courtroom, and you will end up winning because of how strong the main point is. And I think that's what's the main goal is here, is to hit them on this situation while also tacking on all the other bullshit, which not only adds entertainment value to Ethan video, but also shows that, yeah, dude, I'm going to fuck these guys. Which, again, don't love this.
I'm going to stream it. Since he's confirmed it's coming out today, I'm going to stream it.
I'm going to be honest, Ethan targeting people who clearly can't afford lawyers, and while funny, laughing about delivering generational wealth to his lawyers, probably isn't a very good look for those he wants sympathy from or to see him as the underdog. But at the same time, I do enjoy watching smug assholes like Denims get put in her place.
Yeah, dude, that 100%, that's kind of the same situation I'm sitting here, is like the fact that Denims was like, I'm going to sue Ethan Klein, and she made all this money, and then she like found out she didn't actually have a case because they both made money. Like, defamation, nobody's winning a defamation case here. I'm 100% serious. I don't feel like anyone has the ability to actually prove defamation in this situation. All these people are, their channels are doing better than ever before. They're on the up and up. So the fact that we're sitting here talking about defamation, it was never going to win. So Denim shut it down because she talked to an actual lawyer. They told her she had zero critical thinking skills going on in that stupid head of hers, and to leave their office. And she was like, well, I guess I gotta give the money back. And you know Ethan was just huckle-juckling in the background like, ha ha, I got that stupid bitch. She's gonna need that money soon. And now she has to put up a second GoFundMe after making the statement, if I have to deal with Ethan Klein, I'll use my own money. Now she's screwed. Like, now nobody wants to donate it. She had people rallying behind her. Now she doesn't.
It's also fucking hilarious to me how Denim set up a GoFundMe to sue Ethan Klein, took it down after realizing she didn't have a case, while promising to refund her donators, only to set up another GoFundMe after Ethan announced that he's suing Denims. I thought you admitted you could self-fund your own defamation case against Klein, but apparently you still need $100,000 from randos online. I'm sure their intentions mean well. To add on to this crazy, insane sexual drama, Hummus Pickles decided to insert his opinion in the matter, and I guess he's been talking to Denims more because the lack of brain cells from this React video is truly a sight to behold.
Apparently there's a second content nuke that is, I guess, the hit the timelines. He's launched a lawsuit against Frogan, Denims, and Casey Tron. Now, a lot of people watched his content nuke. I don't know why he only sued those people. I mean, I watched his content nuke as well.
Now, you're probably thinking, okay, Diesel, Hassan is making assumptions before the video, and then he'll find out the real reason why Ethan is suing streamers like Denims. Well, that would make sense. Instead, Hassan watches about 20 seconds of Ethan's video, continuously fails to understand the reason behind the lawsuit because he refuses to watch the video, and, placed on your bingo card, goes off on some fucking tangent about Israel and Palestine.
I don't even know if this will work in his favor, but I don't even know if this was like a masterful gambit from the start. Like, I don't even know if this was like
I did skim through the Denims lawsuit dossier thing or whatever, and there is like a lot of like political mumbo jumbo in there, and it feels like he's just latching onto that, which is insane because I think that shit's that's all filler. I really do. I think it's all filler. I think it's things to get these guys distracted, so that when the lawsuit actually wins, they can talk about some other bullshit, and it should make them look look like assholes. I think a lot of this is just to get the defense to be running around in circles while he hits them for the fact that they tried to take his market position. They tried to be a market substitute.
A setup, because it doesn't make sense. Because on the one hand, why would you admit that you were doing entrapment? Like, you wanted people to go react to your video. You said you wanted people to go react to your video.
Ethan is not a government official, so the entrapment defense wouldn't be applied in court. You can say it's a dick move all you want, but it doesn't serve as a dispute against Ethan's case.
Asmongold's reaction got millions of views and he barely said anything in the reaction. Yeah, I suspect that Asmongold's reaction was, I mean, not as transformative, but certainly complimentary, which is precisely the reason why he doesn't have an issue with that. Interesting stuff.
Well, if you actually bothered to watch the video instead of just wanting to hear yourself talk, Ethan explained why he's not suing streamers like XQC, Asmongold, and you, while targeting these three.
Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that.
The main point is that people like Denims...
XQC's added nothing, brother. XQC's added nothing. Dude, XQC put like 2 thoughts throughout the entire thing. It's like a 2-hour video to begin with, and he added like a smiggle biggle of like a little bit of information, which is wild.
Admitted to using their React stream as a replacement for Ethan's video, which is in fact not fair use.
The reason why I wanted to talk about this is specifically so that you guys go...
By the way, when I did the content nuke, dude, did I do the content nuke? I'm not sure. I think I did the content nuke on my channel. It is a very long video, and I remember it was either the content nuke or the content cop that was so long that I was like kept crashing my phone every time I tried to like re-upload it. So what I do is I stream and then I cut this up and then I'm into VODs and then I re-upload it all on my phone, because at the time my PC doesn't have any memory to do that on, so I have to do it all on my phone. And I was looking at like the VOD for those two. I think both of those would crash my phone, and I had to keep like trimming and like cutting out any fat I possibly could in order to like get that video up on live on YouTube.
And show support to Denims, Frogan, and Casey Tron, because obviously he has a ton of money and he's going to use the ton of money that he has to bully other content creators who don't have a ton of money and try to win some kind of public opinion battle. That is partially the reason why he went after Frogan, Denims, and Casey Tron. These are people who get insane lines of attack, and most people don't choose to defend them.
So just after watching 20 seconds of Ethan's video, Hassan makes up a narrative in his head and believes this is enough to support these 3 creators. Amazing. The one time watching the entire video and shutting the fuck up would have been beneficial for you. Hey guys, I don't know why these people are being sued, but Ethan Big Zionist meanie, so I support everyone to donate their money to help out with their lawyer fees.
I don't know what the goal here is.
If only the answer was right in my fucking face. Oh wait, it is. Guys, I don't want to talk about this topic anymore. This will be the last time, guys. No, seriously, that's how he ends the video. Not even looking...
He didn't add anything, brother. Look, like, dude, he does it. He brings up entrapment, which doesn't add anything.
Not as transformative, but certainly complimentary, which is precisely the reason why he doesn't have an issue with that. Interesting stuff.
Well, if you actually bothered to watch the video instead of just wanting to hear yourself talk, Ethan explained why he's not suing streamers like XQC, Asmongold, and you, while targeting these 3.
Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that.
The main point is that people like Denims admitted to using their React stream as...
Exactly. Again, I replayed that for that simple purpose right there. The entire purpose of this lawsuit isn't all the other side bullshit. He could sue it for that, right? He could hit them for that situation, but that would honestly like jeopardize and make him hypocritical on his entire points throughout his fight for fair use. The point here that he is suing for is because they maliciously wanted to be a market substitute.
Replacement for Ethan's video, which is in fact not fair use.
The reason why I wanted to talk about this is specifically so that you guys go and show support to Denims, Frogan, and Casey Tron, because obviously he has a ton of money and he's going to use the ton of money that he has to bully other content creators who don't have a ton of money and try to win some kind of public opinion battle. That is partially the reason why he went after Frogan, Denims, and Casey Tron. These are people who get insane lines of attack, and most people don't choose to defend them.
So does that...
So I'm trying to find where... I don't know if I ever covered the nuke. I really don't know if I covered the nuke, guys. Yeah, maybe it's this. They H3 did a content nuke them to figure their own shit out, and I don't want to get involved. Is because I can understand both sides of the argument, and I don't want to villainize either one. I mean, I feel like...
A fucking lie.
Yeah, I definitely
Kind of
did.
person he-
I definitely did upload it. I got 2 hours and 21 minutes. I think I skipped around. I'm pretty sure I skipped around in it. I think that's what I did. I skipped around to different parts. I don't know if I covered the entire nuke. I really don't think I did, because I covered the content cop, and that shit was like 3 hours of a stream. So I don't think I covered the entire nuke. I think that was the problem with that one, is I knew it was gonna be way too long if I covered the entire nuke. So what I tried to do was try to like go through and get the most important parts put in and streamlined, and like make fun of that and then move on.
After watching 20 seconds of Ethan's video, Hassan makes up a narrative in his head and believes this is enough to support these three creators. Amazing. The one
Well, I mean, that's Hassan's go-to for everything, dude. That is literally, he makes up a narrative, or chat gives him a narrative, and he does little to no research past that, and then moves on. And then that is the gospel from here on out. He is the most pathetic, journalist. He can never be considered a journalist. He's the most pathetic individual who covers anything or any sort of serious topic, because he puts no research in behind it.
time watching the entire video and shutting the fuck up would have been beneficial for you. Hey guys, I don't know why these people are being sued, but Ethan big Zionist meanie, so I support everyone to donate their money to help out with their lawyer fees.
I don't know what the goal here is.
If only the answer was right in my fucking face. Oh wait, it is. Guys, I don't want to talk about this topic anymore. This will be the last time, guys. No, seriously, that's how he ends the video. Not even looking at 90% of what he's talking about in the first place, only to then end it out of nowhere. He wants to half-ass his review of people like Ethan because he doesn't want to give him the attention, only to cave in and talk about him once more. Since Hassan is hesitant when covering Ethan, he fails to understand the basic reason behind...
Dude, absolutely. This is the biggest problem with like Hassan and all these idiots, is their audience believes that it's just all over the political bullshit, when I mean, a part of it is, but part of it is also because of the fact that they're just like, they're malicious in their intent behind everything. They're trying to be as malicious as humanly possible because they're monsters. Like, that's their goal. They're not watching it for entertainment value. They're not coming in out of good faith, like, hey, I'm going to present this to my audience. I might disagree with some stuff here. I feel like Ethan Klein has made really good content in the past. I think I'm going to disagree with a lot of the points, but this might be even a dog shit video. They instead of presenting it like that, they're like, this is a fucking, you watch this here so you don't watch it through scumbag meanie Ethan Klein. And I think that's just so disgusting. And that's kind of where we're sitting at right now. I think that this whole thing is going to be like absolutely insane to watch. I don't like that it's hitting the court system this way. I feel like this has the chance to make it become very detrimental to the YouTube ecosystem, and I don't like the precedent that that's setting. But anyways, that's all I got on that one, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, boys and girls, we got Willie Mac show here. Hassan and Co. keep calling for death, featuring Ethan Klein. Now, this looked like it was different than just the suing video. I felt like this is actually adding more context to some different things. And Willie Mac has always been really, really good at providing more detail than what's initially available at the surface value. And that's something that I like to do, is find a bunch of different angles to go at things from and try to broaden my perspective as much as possible. I mean, when it comes to like trying to find like a bread tuber who's gonna cover this fairly, I feel like maybe Ryan Beard, but Ryan Beard's not gonna make a video on this anymore because these goonbags were so aggressive in their attacking of him that it put them in a position to where he's not going to cover this situation anymore. And this sucks, dude. I really would like a different perspective than just the commentary perspective of this whole situation, but it seems so impossible for me to find due to the fact that it's either outright lying from like Hassan and his groupies, or everybody else just calling them on their nonsense. So I would like maybe somebody else out there who could make a little bit better perspective, because I feel like a lot of people are absolutely unabashedly defending Ethan Klein in this, and I don't think that it's a good precedent to set to where we're jumping straight to this lawsuit that could jeopardize the YouTube ecosphere as bad as this could. And yes, you might disagree with like any sort of React content in general, but I think that it would also hurt commentary as well, and I don't want to see that happening. But anyways, guys, let's get into the video. This is again Willie Mac show. Go give his video a like, give him a subscribe. This good dude gives incredible content, and this is Hassan and Co. keep calling for death.
on YouTube. We got Milhouse, who hates on a woman who was a child bride.
What the fuck is wrong with you fucking crazy ass bitch? I'm sorry, folks. I had to call. The word came out, folks. I'm sorry. If I had a button, I would have buttoned it. I can't. Okay? I fucking hate these people. They're horrific. These people are horrific. This couple is a horrible couple. I don't give a fuck. She was a fucking a child bride, bro.
He doesn't know if anything she said was false, by the way. He's just crashing out because he hates Ethan.
Oh, look, good.
Dude, I hate this type of stuff too. It's like, well, okay, so like when I go off the rails against people, and like here's the thing, I see no problem with calling her like a bitch or whatever. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not gonna stand on a high hill above this when I call people bitches all the time. But I do think it's funny when they just crash out without like looking at any supporting evidence. Like when she gave her testimony talking about like, yeah, we had this like big thing where we were trying to stand up against child marriage, and they just keep leaving us on red because they only care about themselves. I think that highlights a point to show the hypocrisy of iDubbbz and Anissa in their whole virtue signal world that they live in, how virtuous they are. It pokes holes in that they're just self-centered clout goblins that suck, dude. And iDubbbz probably has gingivitis or something, I don't know. Anissa definitely says his mouth smells like poo-poo. But when I look at people like this that just refuse to look at anything critically, like if I took this same thing and just every time Denims talked, right, I just assumed everything is wrong. No, I just let that retard speak, and when that retard starts to speak, you just realize that Denims is the dumbest chick on the internet. So I don't really have to do a lot of legwork because she just outs herself. And that's what's funny about this situation, is he's crashing out because somebody's saying stuff that hurts his narrative. And when I make fun of these people, I have so much easier, more fair or good faith about it, not just because of the fact that they said disgusting ass shit about like kids and stuff, and these guys were like, yeah, we should protect kids. I mean, it's just such a weird dynamic.
Pause right here, huh? Look at that. I was a child bride. Again, I mean, it's very sad to be child bride, but to grow up to be an adult bitch. Sorry about that. Ooh, you went from child bride to adult piece of shit. So f you and your story.
Noah Samson's been spending his time calling out YouTubers for supporting genocide, even though they don't. He's just lying for views. But the short of it is, if you criticize Hassan in any way, you are an evil Zionist genocide supporter. He ends his
Which is fucking insane, because Hassan doesn't do jack shit. He's like the worst. Like, it's so funny to me how there's people like out there like actually doing shit and like actually working, and then Hassan's just like sitting like eating fucking like what's that shit, like escargot. He's like eating like escargot and like laughing at the plebeians, how they're so beneath him, while all the bread tubers are dying in poverty and going broke because they don't know how to have an actual decent work ethic. So they post 2 videos a month and expect that to pay all their bills, and you're just watching like this huge decline of like these progressive goon bags when Hassan's sitting on this like mountain of gold. Like, I think Ethan made this joke, dude. He's like schmog, dude. He's more like schmeg, dude. He's sitting there just rubbing his schmegma all over all these other dead fucking like cardboard personality bread tube channels, just boring ass people that have built their shit. Like, right now should be their golden moment, right? This should be the golden moment for all these progressive goon bags and bread tubers. They're like oh, you can make like 87 videos a week, dude. Do what the Quartering used to do. Make 872 videos on Kathleen Kennedy, but instead of Kathleen Kennedy, make your Trump videos once a week. Drop like 3 videos, bro. 3 videos, like 1 Trump video a week, maybe something else a different part of the week. Just keep posting content, because when your video fails and you only made 2 for the month, I don't care how well they're edited, if the video fails, the video fucking fails. So you won't need to have something else there to kind of pick up the slack just in case. And right now you have somebody to make fun of. This is your time to shine. You know when conservative channels do the best? When they're not in the when their guy isn't in the office, they're out there making fun of like old Joe Biden and like or Hillary Clinton or whatever. They have somebody to shit on. You have somebody to shit on right now, guys. Get to fucking work. But no, they want to complain about being broke, and then Hassan sits there and is put at like the golden standard when he does 0 research, and it's just because he's popular.
video by telling his viewers to do something about it. Wink, wink.
People living in the West have the most power over anyone else in the world to stop the genocide. We are living in the belly of the beast. We have direct, geographical, physical access to the politicians, the propagandists, the weapons companies, and the supply chains that are facilitating this genocide. Protesting is great. We should keep doing that. But also, I feel like we have to be honest with ourselves. 17 months in, and what is protesting actually accomplished? Nothing. If we want this genocide to stop, it's time.
I love Lonerbox just obliterating this guy. Obliterating this guy by putting his points up there. Just his violent rhetoric right up on screen. It's amazing. I mean, it's so easy with these guys because they're fucking goonbags.
To escalate. That's all I'm saying. So anyways, yes.
I mean, this is the thing why it's so easy to make fun of these guys is because they just bring it upon themselves. They go out there like, I'm going to call everyone a genocide YouTuber because they disagreed with Hassan Piker, and Hassan Piker is daddy, and when daddy says something, that means we should go out in public and just destroy your local target. What the fuck are you talking about, brother? What the fuck's going through that lame brain fucking head of yours, dude? It's so funny because then you got like leftists like Lonerbox, and I'm pretty sure like you look at like a lot of the commentary community, a lot of them are like centrists or like used to be Destiny fans, so they're more left leaning to begin with. I think a lot of people just assume that like the commentary is like a bunch of right wing goon bags when most of us are like centrists that want to make fun of like all the fucking retards, and these guys make it so easy. It's like Andy Pants Gaming, bro. Andy Pants Gaming, every time that absolute goon fuck hits upload on his channel, you know it's gonna be the worst dog shit that you ever hit the timeline. And I feel the same way about Noah Samson. The dude puts out a video, calls it high-end content, and does nothing more than yap in front of a camera. The exact same fucking thing I'm doing right now. Absolute zero talent. He's got nothing, guys. He's just a boring fucking soy bag.
Sentence at a time. It's quite clear. We in the West have direct physical access to a bunch of people, including the propagandists, after just labeling a bunch of people creators, propagandists. What does protesting achieve? Well, some things, but,
Well, what you're not understanding, Lonerbox, is this is the good type of propaganda. It's on there. When the propaganda's on your side, it's good propaganda. If there's anything like trying to denounce your propaganda, even if it's facts, that's evil propaganda. Even if it's true, it's still, we're gonna label it as evil propaganda because we're fucking retards.
Overall, basically nothing. If we want this to stop, we need to escalate. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, if you had a clear vision for what needs to be done to stop the genocide, you would say it because you want to direct your audience into something.
They don't, though. That's the problem. They don't have a clear. I have yet to hear an actual solution to the conflict in the Middle East. I have been dying to hear any sort of actual solution, but these motherfuckers are so lazy that they just support Hamas, support Houthis, like blanket support. They put blanket support out there, saying nothing about what their ideal situation is. It's like, oh, so wait, do you want all of Israel just glassed? Okay, then say that. Well, okay, so you want all the Israelis to leave. Okay, let's go that direction. But you won't say that because that sounds super anti-Semitic. So you dance around it. And you don't give an actual solution. I've even said in the past, dude. I remember when Ryan Beard was getting lambasted. I said you could go to Israel, take over their entire government, and create absolute peace in the Middle East by just making everybody happy. And people on Twitter instantly call me a Zionist. They're like, that's literally the definition of Zionist. I'm like, how is taking over a government and completely changing the government system Zionism? Like, what the fuck? You guys are so retarded and so weird that you don't have any solutions whatsoever. You don't want peace, obviously. What the fuck is your goal? Nothing. You guys just, you're a bunch of cum goblins, dude. Just fucking slow joking it into a corner with a mirror up to yourself.
Fruitful, unless the thing you want your audience to do is against TOS, criminal, violent, etc. He's calling for people to do something that he is too cowardly to say himself.
Exactly. This is 100% the problem, dude. This is why like Hassan utilizes people like Noah Samson and Bad Empanada, because they get a little closer to that line against TOS. They get a little snippet closer to really try to irk it over that line.
He's calling for people to do dirty work for him. That's what this is.
He wants them to send more skulls to Ethan Klein.
Just a death threat to a father, a family.
Since then, 2 low-level staffers at the Israeli embassy were shot in DC, all in the name of Palestine. But what was Noah's response in his charity live stream? Well, it's to dismiss it as not being serious and mock people who found it worrying.
Smart move on not covering current events, by the way. You mean specific current events or in general? Because 2 pro-peace Jews dead. Read what they were saying. Pro-peace is crazy.
Even so, would they deserve it?
Yes, it did. Noah has repeatedly made calls to violence and multiple protesting isn't enough. Goodbye. No, I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared. YouTube video scared me. No. That sentiment, though, is 1000% true. That protesting isn't enough.
So you're calling for escalation against...
Jesus Christ, dude. Like, doubling down on protesting isn't enough is crazy, dude. Just protest. Just use your freedom of speech. After that, you start getting into where it's not freedom of speech anymore because it's actions. Actions are not protected under the First Amendment. Only speech is. So, I'm saying this to everybody who wants to protest, everybody who wants to fight for a cause. I fully support you to be able to fight for that cause, to go out there with your signs, to rally support, to really stand for what you believe in. But once you start like causing civil unrest, like breaking down stores, burning cars, doing all this other goon shit, stopping traffic, I don't support you anymore. It doesn't matter what side you are. I didn't support January 6th. I didn't support BLM. I don't support any of that shit once it turns violent, because the moment it turns violent, you are not a peaceful protest anymore. I don't care if there is peaceful protesters there. It seems so funny. Doesn't matter which side of the fucking political spectrum, when one of them, when chaos breaks out, they don't condemn it. And I feel like that is the biggest problem in the US right now, is you have both sides like, well, they do this, well, they do that. How about you condemn both of them? Condemn all the violence instantly. That'd be so fucking simple to me.
Propagandists, and you just made several videos calling Ethan and other YouTubers propagandists. We're already at the point of death threats, Noah. What does farther escalation mean? People like Noah are cowards because they don't want to ruin their cushy lives.
It is unambiguously a call for violence, okay? I'm sorry. And he doesn't want to spoil his cute little life. He doesn't want to fuck his income and ruin the little cushy career that he's got a hold of. He doesn't want to do that. He wants other people to fuck up their lives and get
This is what I think of Noah Samson. It wasn't even a good burp, bro. It like fucking fell down, dude. It was a gay burp. It was a little fucking gay burp.
thrown in jail or whatever else for him. He wants other people to be Luigi or fucking what's his face, Aaron Bushnell. Interesting that he said propagandists, because that might actually encompass the people that he's just spent the entire video calling genocide defenders.
Ethan is making the obvious observation that these people are encouraging an escalation of violence inside the United States, and Hassan crazy makes him.
Understand that me and Gila are just as valid targets to them. I don't think so. That's ridiculous. I've known this as people like Hassan and iDubbbz lecture me about hallucinating threats. I knew this the moment I ended Leftovers. Why would I want to be a member of a community that would literally cheer on my death? There is a toxic, violent, nihilistic extremism brewing on the left, and it should scare all of us. No, this is a hallucination. Have some fucking dignity. You are not a victim, just a narcissist.
Then a Jewish group marching for hostages to be released had a Molotov thrown at them. Now, Noah did delete this section from his video.
This is something like absolutely insane, dude. Like we had the manifesto that Hassan didn't even critique. He just read it on stream. Fully, basically just slammed his penis on it and, signed in his own cum saying, I kind of agree with you. And then you have fucking, Noah Samson here that he's not really, he's like, oh, you maybe should look into the people that they shot a little more. That doesn't make it okay for them to be shot. I'm sorry. If you have a difference of, beliefs in politics, that doesn't make it okay for you to be murdered in the street. I'm sorry. And then, when the whole, catching that guy on fire in Colorado, it's like, well, he didn't kill anybody. Yeah, but he hurt people. We're just it's okay because he didn't murder anybody. Get the fuck out of here. Disavow, disavow, disavow. That's what you gotta do with these fucking, psychopaths. All they do is make your entire movement look like fucking nut jobs. Because at this point, I'm believing that a lot of you are.
Video, but as we just saw, he doubled down on his charity live stream. It's such a bad look that they act like Ethan wasn't sent skulls as a death threat, that the H3 crew sent the skulls to themselves.
You guys opened it. You're the ones that fucking opened that shit. AB, that was you handling it, right?
Have you ever run a
It's so funny, dude. I don't even think that he has to defend this. I don't think that he has to even pretend that it's like these are the people that like signal boosted the CPS stuff. These are the people that like will send you death threats just for like covering the shit and like harass you like endlessly. Like I use harass a little loosely there because of the fact that I don't really feel like a bunch of angry YouTube comments on like me covering this is harassment. I think it's funny. But I have to say, the only people who have jumped from my, or who have been angry enough to jump from my YouTube channel to my Discord to try to argue politics with me a little more personally, has been the Hassan Goonbags. And that takes fucking dedication. These guys are fucking dedicated. They're dedicated weirdos.
Yes, it was. I can confirm that Ethan did not send it to himself. And
How do you know?
We were all freaked out by it.
I was scared out of my mind.
I mean, yeah, we have armed guards at the office now. That's not funny at all.
And someone sarcastically replied calling the cat account racist. And the cat account responded, to be fair, Israelis do be constantly lying. So he's just being racist.
Oh my god, dude. That cat account sucked, bro. That cat account popped up a bunch of times on the internet right now. I can't remember what his name is. I'll find him in a second. But, dude, that, well, I guess I can fucking go back 2 seconds right here. Gato Fua Mordor. Fua Mordor. Dude, he's got Mordor in his name. Mudor? Fumador, like the cigar thing. I'm fucking retarded, dude. But yeah, Gato Fumador, dude. This guy is a psychopath.
These do be constantly lying. So he's just being racist right here out in the open. But it's fine to these people because it's against Israelis. They reply again. They could start by not constantly getting caught lying.
By the way, we're gonna do like a quick backtrack on what this guy's internet looks like right now, dude. Thank you for these. These are perfect. I don't know. Starting to doubt being neurodivergent is a source of a person's medical perspective abilities. Are neurotypical people just being unable to correctly process this guy's body language because it's visibly obvious lying all the time? It's actually kind of amazing how clear it is. I am an emotional awake of the it's about the Holocaust Museum. Oh god. I don't even know, dude. I don't even it's probably wild. That's paints war or planes in red. UK government terrorist group. Oh, god, it's just supporting. Finding Iran will succeed in freeing Israelis from the evil Zionist regime. Okay. I'm trying to find something if we got anything like crazy. I mean, like, he just pops up and replies all the time. That's where I see the most unhinged shit from him. So let's see if we can find, whatever happened to the money-loving psychopath lawsuits against Noah Samson? Well, I do think that this is a lot different than Noah Samson. So, like, comparing them is very disingenuous, to be honest. So, the Noah Samson thing is over defamation. I do not think he will win that. I really don't. Muda might have a better chance, and I think that's why they banded together, because Muda is from Canada. So I think that there might be a little bit different situation going on there to prove the defamation. He's like, I'm in Canada. I think defamation's easier to prove in Canada, so that might be a thing. But in the U.S., I don't see him winning a defamation lawsuit. Now, a copyright lawsuit, I definitely see fucking him winning. And it's like, people say all sorts of shit. Ethan in particular has been lying constantly. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's not suing them. I don't know. I mean, oh yeah, this is just saying that he's not pro-Palestine, which is so fucking stupid. I don't know, we went on enough of a tangent. That guy sucks. This guy fucking sucks. He's an unhinged goonbag. I didn't find anything absolutely bad like I usually would. It seems like every time this guy pops up, it's just like the worst shit on the internet, so I don't know.
Lying about it. So I said, show me proof of him lying right now. No response, because these people don't care about the truth. If you criticize them, they'll label you their enemy and dehumanize you, a person who barely deserves a spot in society.
I think, like, this will never happen, but in a totally just world, any kind of, regardless of your background, any kind of fucking Zionist tendency should be treated in the same way as being a fucking rabid neo-Nazi. And you shouldn't even let someone be the fucking local dog catcher as Felix was posting.
The dog walker comment, the local dog catcher or whatever it was, that was exceptional from you, and that is progress. You might not see it but it is.
What's crazy is the creators that Hassan and company hate largely agree with them on the main issue. What people have a problem with is their dishonesty and lying.
We have a lot of grievances not pertaining to the actual issue at hand. But
I don't know. The issue, my friend, the issue at hand is your behavior.
Committing a genocide.
I can care about two things, Hassan. It's very important to acknowledge that.
Don't you think
I can care about two things, my friend?
Incredibly narrow framework
very
surrounding
easy.
your own.
This stuff gets a little toxic. I need a breath of fresh air.
Oh god, dude. Oh god. We got if you want his goon stick, you can go to his channel right here. His video is called Hassan and Co. Keep Calling for Death. Willie Mac Show. You can try his little Trifuma bullshit. You can definitely go check it all out. You are happy to suck on your juicy juice. I don't care. I'm gonna skip this.
Hassan's been busy lately, and I don't want him to get away scot-free with all of these new lies. So let's break down his tactics. First one is catching Hassan mid-lie, and then when he knows he can't escape, double down, because he can't ever admit fault.
Do you think it's appropriate to accuse any Jewish person you disagree with of working with the ADL?
To get started.
I'm Hassan. Dude, every time he says fucking dude, he's just cooked. I would, by the way, I don't care how big I get on this channel. I don't care if I'm become a multi-millionaire. You will not catch me like taking one of these like debates seriously. I just know that whoever I'm going in is trying to be bad faith. I know that I'm gonna not take the thing seriously, and I'm gonna try to clown on the fucker the entire time. And they're gonna try to word salad and gaslight to the point that their audience and my audience are just gonna have it out. That's what's gonna happen. You never see like an audience be like, "Oh my god, dude, that is such a like unanimous win." I mean, even when like Ethan Klein won against Steven Crowder, which like was the most pussy shit I've ever fucking seen on the internet. It was so fucking pathetic. He had Sam Cedar pop in, right? He wasn't gonna argue with Steven Crowder. He was like psyopting to get somebody else in there to argue with him, which isn't good faith at all. But still, both of their audience says, "Oh, Ethan said Steven Crowder ran away scared." Steven Crowder's audience said basically that he was a spineless little bitch, which I kind of agree with Steven Crowder's audience in this situation. Not that I'm condoning what Steven Crowder in any sense. I'm just saying, like, you look at these situations, whoever's both audiences, nothing's really going to change. There's really no point to these other than to kind of like broaden your points for your audience and entrench your audience a little more. I see no point in doing this. You will never catch me arguing with one of these political goon bags.
Right here, Hassan's caught off guard because he knows he said something stupid.
No.
Ethan then plays a clip of Hassan doing just that.
When his knows I'm not anti-Semitic and making these inferences that I am, and like partnering with like the ADL and
partnering with the ADL. You want to unpack that one there, buddy?
Yeah. Again, partnering with the ADL. That is precisely what took place.
This is so fucking gross, dude. It's like saying that like, oh, my neighbor speeds down me and my neighbor don't like that you speed down your driveway, right? Or no, not even that. Okay, so I tell a guy down the road that he's speeding down my driveway and I don't like that. Could you please drive a little slower? And then my fucking neighbor reports him to the cops. And I never spoke to my neighbor. Let's say I've never even like looked at, I've seen my neighbor 3 times. The dude's like an incel, right? The dude comes out in goblin modes in his bushes sometimes, and that's the only time I catch him, right? And and he says that me and my neighbor partnered up. That is still a better example than him working with the ADL, which is crazy because I live in a closer proximity, right? But I just don't, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. This argument is fucking retarded. There is no partnering happening. When you partner with something or like work alongside something, you are working with them, you're in contact with them, you're having like open communication, and this motherfucker never had any of that, but he's gonna lie to his audience to try to prove that.
Spoken to them,
which is disgusting. How could you gaslight your audience so bad and be so fucking willfully lie by omission to such a degree that and people still take you seriously? And this is why I think that Hassan's audience is a bunch of cultists.
The ADL. So what does that mean?
Now, there's no evidence that Ethan colluded with the ADL other than the ADL also hates Hassan. So Hassan's only option here is to double down.
I'm not saying you directed the ADL
Do you know
to take
how
action.
silly you
Well, actually, you know what? I am kind of saying that. I am implying that you directed the ADL to take action.
Well, that's
you are a prominent.
That's a defamatory claim that has zero proof. And frankly, it sounds a little Jewish conspiratorial.
What kind of prominent content creator? Why would the ADL take such notice if he was just a regular content creator? You don't think the ADL? Oh, it's because he's a prominent Jewish content creator, and you know the Jews have a secret cabal underneath society, under the subways of New York, where they secretly try to figure out who they want to tear down in society because it's an evil secret. Oh no, dude, you're being a fucking idiot.
And finally, he tops off the lie by making a meaningless distinction, but acting like it was a well thought out comment.
I thought that you worked for the ADL.
I've not spoken to the ADL.
I would have said you worked for the ADL.
Hassan's thinking he's Jewish and criticizes me. Must be working with the ADL. He's not done either, and you have no evidence. He's just lying.
You never know, dude. That's super secret under the subway systems of New York. There's a super secret cabal of Jews running the entire world, according to people like Hassan. It's like, I'm just kidding. Hassan has never said that. This is a joke. I have to say that for YouTube, not to like swing his giant fucking man meat down in my throat so that I can keep my channel. But this is retarded. This is like so insane that it's like, I don't like the ADL. I think the ADL is retarded. I think that they are a danger to free speech. I've always agreed with that. And I feel like people like Ethan Klein and like even people like Nuxanor, who like hate you to a new degree, have all came out and disavowed the ADL because they don't like what they stand for. You are the only person who thinks that everybody's tied to the ADL. You're a goonbag.
Trying to slander Ethan's character, and when pressed to find an example, he says the dumbest thing.
It got nothing to do with the ADL. Blame Frogan for doing a racist fucking panel at TwitchCon that became a viral story, independent of me.
Panel, Ethan, just like cracker is not an anti-white term.
Okay,
cracker is an anti-white.
It is definitely an anti-white term. It is like to say that it's not. I mean, like. You can stand on a hill where you say that, like, you can go die on that IDubbbz hill where it's either all okay or none of it's okay, which I'm for the freedom of speech side, dude. I think everything is okay. Make as many fucking unhinged jokes as you want, be as edgy as you want, I don't care. I think that it makes for funnier entertainment. But these guys, like, to sit there and say that it's not an anti-white term is fucking retarded, and then to double down on the fact that it's like, oh, well, it was never a racist tier list. It was always about hummus. Get the fuck out of here, you lying fucking gaslighters.
So did Hassan think he was yelling about brown people all those times he was saying cracker? It makes those clips come off a little different.
Did I say, oh my God, saltine cracker? Like people are just bitter because it's saltine cracker. That's not what I said. You dumb cracker bitch. This person has literally never been around black people. There's a person who does not have a single black or brown friend.
I want you to remember that Ethan and Hassan don't disagree on much. And when Ethan confronts Hassan with this reality, he essentially says, I just don't like that you criticize me.
Because I thought that you were a lot more open-minded until
what have we disagreed on?
The December
what have we disagreed on? I'm sorry. What am I not open-minded about? What have we disagreed on, Hassan, other than me criticizing you and your friends? What have I said against the Palestinian people? Go ahead. What do we disagree on?
What we are disagreeing on is what you choose to focus on.
Does that seem
and
significant?
What you think is the major point of contention here.
The main point of contention is you slandering him as a genocide defender.
Does that...
Exactly. That's been the entire purpose of this entire thing. None of this has had anything to do with the Palestinian. Like, that's what's so funny. Every time I cover this, people like want to like pull me into a blood feud in the Middle East. I don't give a shit about any of this. What's important is like trying to take every little example they can find to twist it into a narrative that one, he's like a bad parent, which deserves to have CPS called on him, which is disgusting and evil and vicious. It's like I see it as the same as swatting, sending like skulls to his house. I mean, this is not this is a fucking internet drama. This isn't a political drama, and a lot of people in the Hassan camp are thinking this is a giant political feud, but it really isn't that. This is about the drama, and these fuckers want to turn it into politics so they can use all the dead bodies in Gaza. They want to fucking take some trucks with some plows on them, push all those dead bodies in front of them, and just sit behind their happy little meat shield so that they can win a YouTube shouting match. It's disgusting. It's despicable.
Justify like lying about me continually for a year and a half just because you don't like where I'm focused? That seems immaterial.
Lying about what?
About me being a Destiny fan, about hallucinating, sweeping for your anti-Semitic friends. Lying about context, saying that my video's out of context without watching it. Hassan.
Game of Thrones.
I mean, I do like that he started saying Hassan, because Hassan kept doing this, Ethan, you're crazy, Ethan. And all he's doing with that is he's signaling to his audience what the narrative should be. And this is something that I think a lot of people aren't like honing in on, is he started by calling Ethan crazy, unhinged, and he would stop and do the little Ethan, you're being unhinged, Ethan. And what this is doing is basically reaffirming his audience to not listen to what Ethan has to say and to just see him as an unhinged, rambling man, which is so fucking gross. And the fact that these idiots buy it up makes me 100% think that if they were hanging out at Hassan's house and he brought out the Flavor Aid, they'd all drink it, and it wouldn't be good for them. So they're cultists, bro.
Take your time.
He's silent because he knows Ethan's right. They then get into a debate about the rapes on October 7th. Hassan doesn't engage and just starts talking about other rapes as if it somehow makes it even, like he doesn't need to talk about it anymore. It's very weird.
You seemingly act like you care about sexual violence taking place against Israelis. Meanwhile, one of the hostages that actually was returned in the early stages did get raped by an Israeli fitness instructor.
You know,
I have not seen you talk about that. I have not.
Dude, this is so fucking weird. Why the fuck does that matter? Why does that matter? Okay, yeah, bad. Shouldn't have done that. That was evil guy. Put him under the jail cell. Fucking bury him 8,000 miles below sea, bro. Definitely deserves the worst of the worst. What a goon bag, right? Easy. Look at that. I disavowed it. Now you disavow the rapes that happened on October 7th, Hassan, which you won't do because you keep pretending they never happened, which is disgusting. You can still have your same position. You can still have your same position and say the actions of October 7th were bad. I do think that they were, you could literally go like this. This isn't my thoughts. This isn't what I said. But you would say, I think the actions of October 7th were bad and evil. I do not like them. But at the end of the day, I do think they are a microcosm of the actions that the Israelis have taken. Wow, look at that. You disavowed and also still stood by your cause. Well, how crazy is that? But these guys have to be 110% in at all times and can't put any criticism on the side they're defending, which is pathetic. And that's some like 12 that's like middle school brainlet activity right there. That is absolute retard behavior.
Seen you talk about the Israeli pro-rape
crime that an Israeli did unrelated to the conflict.
Israel
do you find it
had a
interesting?
January
There's something
6th
that I
style. Israel had a January 6th style pro riot where a bunch of rabid.
Also, by the way, I want to sit here, right? They utilize January 6th all the time, and I instantly can disavow, like, as soon as they broke the windows of Congress or whatever, or Senate or whatever the building was. Once they broke those windows, I was like, you guys are fucking violent protesters. Look at that, dude. Look at that. I instantly disavow all of that action. And then Hassan will go to protests where they're burning cars and shit and pretend like it's not bad and call the police the Gestapo. Call them the bad guys. Won't disavow any of the bad going on. He will only disavow the people stopping it. Like, you see the double standard here. You see the hypocrisy. And then he will prop up the protests, the protests that went violent and like make them the worst things of all time and tone down his, and then he will continue utilizing those to strengthen his points with every protest he doesn't agree with or every type of situation he doesn't agree with. He will utilize them, and this is just me pointing out Hassan's own doublespeak.
Right wing.
Do you think I'm defending this? Why I'm not defending it.
Again, dude, nobody Ethan's right here. He was never defended this. I don't defend whatever this fucking weird J6 or fucking BLM style protest happened. See how I did that? Both violent protests, calling them both out for being fucking violent. Protests in Israel. Nobody was talking about that. Nobody cared about that. Nobody was fucking touting up that type of shit. You were the only type of person, Hassan, who defends violent protests. Only guy. It's you. You're the one who's defending this type of shit day in and day out. When normal, rational people disavow the violence, you fucking stand for it, and then when you get called on it, you utilize, well, look what the other guy is doing. Look what's going on over here. Don't look at me. Look at how these guys are bad. When you could say both bad, both I understand their sentiments on both sides. There were a lot of peaceful people at both of them, but that doesn't make the protests a peaceful protest. They turned violent, and therefore it has became a riot, or whatever the narrative you want to say in that situation of it turning violent. That is like the more rational situation to be at. And I hate when people sit like my side's better than your side when you look at both of them and you're like, wow, I see the same fucking thing happening.
He's just rambling off things that aren't related in any way, and then he yells at Ethan for being on topic.
Listen to my words.
touch my
very
private
carefully,
parts, they
because
rape
you're not going through this in a dignified way, and I think it's very gross. What you're doing here is simply weaponizing a victim
you are so
as a
pathetic.
fucking prop.
Bro, you literally just did that to Ethan. The third tactic is the gaslighting technique. We all know Ethan's been targeted with CPS calls, death threats. AB is being called an Uncle Tom, a house slave by Bad Empanada, purely because he's Lebanese and works for Ethan. But since Ethan can't figure out the exact person who called CPS, Hassan's gonna act like no one's responsible.
I have never once in my entire life, Hassan, experienced the amount of harassment, the organized, psychotic campaign to try to ruin my life, all of my all my employees' life, my family's life, their family's life. This is your community acting in response to what you're saying about me being pro-Zionist. So do I think it's worse? In my experience, it's much worse.
My community that's done any of these things that you're talking about. Who calls CPS?
Dude, your fucking community is the most vicious community out there. I mean, your own fucking waiting room streamer, the streamer who literally streams until you go live, Denims, unapologetically signal boosted Bad Empanada's video about how it was so stupid. He literally said because Ethan's old maid is suing them, right? His old housekeeper suing them. It's because his house was so disgusting, when nothing in the lawsuit has anything to do with the working conditions. It has to do with wrongful termination. It is such an easy debunk that I couldn't believe how easy it was. When I looked it up during that drama, I looked it up and I was like, holy shit, dude, this is all bullshit. Bullshit is what it is. It's dog shit. It is the man who fucking burped a massive glorious burp there for 2 seconds does better research than you absolute goon political analysis. How is that possible? How is it possible that the guy who makes cum jokes every 2 seconds is doing better research than the people doing the hit pieces?
Yes.
What the fuck? So I don't know.
So you don't know who calls CPS, and yet for the past couple of months you've been like, it's whoever I don't like that is called CPS.
No.
And now you're claiming that my community is responsible for it.
Bad Empanada calls for people to do it. Denim's community calls for it to happen. Ian made a video to 7 million people saying it's justified. And Hassan promotes all
Dude, he didn't even like he like fucking glazed it. Like, not glazed it. He swept for it in that content cop. And then in the content deputy, he justifies it. It's gross. It's disgusting. That makes you guys look like fucking goonbags. It's like, oh, so what, you got swatted, right? It's like people who find out like somebody got swatted, and instead of saying, wow, that's bad, even though I don't like them, I think that this is fucked up, this is happening, I still have my disagreements, but I want to say to my community, don't let this happen. These fucking cum goblins would rather sit there and like hold their audience in place, get close in, whisper behind their ear, do daddy's dirty work. It's gross, dude. It's gross. But and the whisper, they'll say the quiet part, and then they'll come back. Ah, no, that's bad. I can't believe somebody would do that. Can you believe how dirty his house is? His kids are unsafe. But yeah, I disavow any sort of harassment. His kids are unsafe. It's gross, dude. This is the shit they're doing. It's backhanded. Everything's backhanded. They'll do a 4-hour stream and say they disavow harassment like once during it, and say that constitutes the same as like an actual statement to their audience. Like, put a video out, say this is important. I disavow this actions. I think that you could have stopped this. This whole thing could have stopped like a month ago, 2 months ago, if you would have just like put the camera on the same way you did when you got lightly questioned by TSA and said, this is what's happening, this needs to stop. But your ego's so big because you fucking spend half your time, instead of researching politics, you spend your entire time glazing your own reflection in the mirror, that you don't care about other people because they're criticizing you. You're afraid it might hurt your fucking sensitive ego, Hassan.
of them. Hassan's getting notes during the debate from a guy called Chris CPS. Anyone with eyeballs knows it's coming from this anti-Ethan community. This gaslighting is brutal, but Hassan is just warming up. Hassan tries to criticize Hila for doing mandatory military service.
Hila was doing mandatory military service. What should she have done?
Oh, well, she just should have gone to jail. Like, she just should have, like, stood for what she believed in and gone to jail and not done the required military service. And then when they're like, well, why don't you pay your taxes? And he's like, that's not the same thing. It is the same thing. If you don't support the government and you hate the government, why are you paying the government money? Then just don't. Don't. See what happens. You go to jail. But you're not going to do that. You're not going to jeopardize your little platform because you don't actually care that much. No one would do that to themselves. What good is it you going to jail for nothing? It doesn't zero good.
There's numerous options. One, religious exemption. Two, refusing to serve.
But Ethan asked the obvious question. Our U.S. tax dollars help fund this genocide, so why doesn't Hassan stop paying taxes?
You say that Hila could have gone to jail and done a conscientious objection instead of joining the army. Why do you pay taxes? Why do you pay?
Yeah, dude, conscientious object, dude. The money's going to a genocide, bro. Why are you paying taxes, Hassan? That's crazy.
Taxes to the United States government.
This is your big argument, Ethan?
Answer the question.
That I pay taxes and I'm morally culpable? I know. That's why I try to
why don't you go to jail?
Goddamn government doing
why
this
don't you
shit
stand
every
up for
day.
your Why don't you stand up for your principles and go to jail for it?
Because it would not actually stop.
Exactly. The same point Ethan is making, you fucking retard.
Okay, it would not actually stop.
If Hila objected to being a secretary, it wouldn't stop either. She'd just be in jail. It's just like Noah Samson wants everyone else to make sacrifices, but they don't want to risk their own cushy lives. I'm using a lot of clips from their debate because Ethan being there to push back makes it easier to point out. But Hassan does this all the time on his own stream. There, Hassan will just make ridiculous claims like the leader of Hezbollah being less anti-Semitic than Ethan Klein.
Ironically enough, Hassan Nasrallah less anti-Semitic than Ethan Klein. I cannot stress this enough. Hassan Nasrallah is less.
Oh my god, dude. Could you imagine having this fucking take? Could you imagine being dumb enough to have this fucking take? This would be insane to me, bro. Like, oh my god.
Anti-Semitic.
Hi, Mike. How you doing, buddy? Holy shit, this is bad.
Than Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein constantly makes a conflation between Zionism and Judaism. Hassan Nasrallah, on the other hand, does not. The clip that I was watching about Hassan Nasrallah, who is homophobic and definitely has some questionable perspectives.
Please ignore Ian. He's just here to watch.
In America.
Ian's favorite job. Old items. Loves to sit in the soft jerk chair, dude. He's just waiting for Anissa to come in and jump on Hassan Schmeat so he finally has some entertainment.
Okay, you have the major corporations, you have the trinity of oil companies, the weapons industry, and the so-called Christian Zionism. The decision-making
Way to
is...
go, dude. Got all your shit done. Now you're gonna record. I hope you come up with some like fucking solid content. I liked your Call of Duty review. By the way, go check out Call Me Mike. This is his channel right here. It's CAL_MEMIKE. Go check out his channel. He has been doing some game reviews. He does Let's Plays. He's a really entertaining character. I like him. I really like his card review or his card opening videos.
Is in the hands of this alliance. Israel used to be a tool at the hands of the British. And now is a tool in the hands of America. Wow. Interesting. Once again, Hassan Nasrallah 1, Ethan 0 on the failing the anti-Semitism, don't do anti-Semitism challenge. Ethan Klein failing the don't do anti-Semitism challenge. Hassan Nasrallah winning the don't do anti-Semitism challenge.
But did I miss the part where Ethan thought Jews secretly controlled the United States? Nothing he showed proved his point, yet look at his chat. They think he's a genius. Hassan talks about himself going on vacation.
Oh my god, his chat is just like if you had the if you had the like all content simple. Mike just said it's very simple content. All content simple. It's all pretty simple. You just fucking compile what you're gonna do and then hit record. As long as you can add some entertainment to it. Yeah, you fucking you've hit it out of the park, my dude. But could you imagine just watching that and be like, oh yeah, dude, this is it. He cooked him. No, nobody in their right mind watches Hassan and thinks he actually cooks. What the fuck is wrong with this audience?
Like he's Vladimir Lenin fleeing the country.
By the way, I do want to point out something here. This is January 31st, 2025.
Hey, dude's got the PS2, the PS3, and the PS5 going, bro. I don't own, I only own the PS5 and the 4.
When this video was released. There was something brewing in the United States of America at that point. Do you want to know why I say this? I point out the date. We were already deep into the Donald Trump Burger Reich administration. At this point, I was in Japan.
What, the Burger Reich? What is that? Is that like their term for, because like I'm guessing it's because he likes McDonald's burgers or something. So, and it's like the Reich or whatever. I think it's like the Burger Nazi Party is what he's saying. That's a great joke, fantastic, well crafted. I'm super. I'm sure somebody in his chat came up with that joke and he just fucking co-opted it. Hassan doesn't have the abilities to craft something anything that intelligent, so it was definitely his chat.
Escaping the fascist administration rising to power.
Yeah, the only way he could survive was to go undercover as an anime waifu.
But at this point, it had been 11 days since Elon Musk had dropped the Sig Heil twice.
Oh no, guys, Elon Musk also did something bad 11 days earlier. How dare Ethan talk about Hassan?
We're 11 days into Donald Trump. The reason why I mentioned this is because Ethan has a lot of...
Dude, he's so proud of himself. The reason why I mentioned this is because he has the audacity to criticize me when we should be criticizing all this other stuff. If you really cared, Dude, motherfucker's just like 2 seconds from tipping his fedora. And the only reason he's like not clown, like, could you imagine if this guy looked like half of the bread tubers? Like these like every bread tuber that I've seen other than like Noah Samson, they look like the type of people who still live in their parents' basement at like 30 and they're just sad and pathetic. Like this guy has like the same mannerisms, same bullshit as them. The only reason he gets away with as much is because he's like semi put together. If he didn't look as put together as he was, nobody would watch his ass. But he knows that. He's been media trained. His uncle owns a giant media empire. Well, it's kind of failing, but still owns it. I mean, this guy was prepared for this. This guy was prepped for this. He saw how Destiny did it. He copied that, and he just like ego blasted so that he could be more of like the, oh look, I'm the popular attractive guy version of politics. It's fucking gay, dude. This is so cringe.
Issues with figuring out his priorities. If you're freaking out about anti-Semitism on the rise, I would assume that you probably wouldn't make an entire video and use your previously unused platform to attack your former podcast co-host.
Ethan's criticized Trump. He's criticized Elon. So not only...
Both of those things, literally, iDubbbz used a clip from him criticizing Elon, to say that he's done Nazism stuff on his platform as well, to like try to rebuke the sword thing. And it's like, yeah, dude, he was making fun of like the Elon hand gesture. The dude constantly makes fun of those things, and it's so funny to me that they're like, we're gonna stand on these platitudes, but they don't mean anything. They just work in this situation. It's, oh, dude, it's so bad.
Not only is Hassan just wrong, but it doesn't matter. Neither of those things absolve you of criticism. Hold up, guys. Trump passed tariffs. Can't talk about Hassan now. And finally, the most convoluted and annoying tactic Hassan does is the filibuster. It's like a really long, rambly story Hassan tells where he implements a bunch of previous tactics into one. During the content nuke, Ethan criticizes Hassan for downplaying China's treatment of Uyghur Muslims rather than dealing with...
Dude, this is such an important... And I feel like Ethan didn't hit this hard enough. I feel like nobody's hit this hard enough. I've hit this pretty hard. I've hit this so fucking hard on my channel, dude. I've taken my dick down and slapped it down, and I utilized, when I made the video on this, I utilized all these news sites and all these article like headings and stuff throughout the entire video from people like what's the Al Jazeera. I used like Al Jazeera a bunch for that video, and just to fucking prove how stupid this motherfucker is by denying a genocide happening in China because, oh, China communist, they're the good guys. It's like such a fucking third grade understanding of politics. It's retarded, bro. Like, oh, because China's communist, we gotta defend them and we gotta pretend like there isn't a Muslim genocide happening. Yeah, the news sites you're using right now to support your cause with the Palestinians, you called propaganda at that time period. You realize how hypocritical that sounds? It's so insane to me that this isn't hit harder.
Ethan's actual criticism. Hassan fixates on Ethan saying death camps on a podcast 2 years ago.
None of this even proves your point, which was that you watched a documentary that I suspected was like a Shenyun or Falun Gong documentary that said that there were death camps in China. None of this, none of what he has shown so far has said that there are death camps in China.
That was not the point Ethan was making. In fact, the podcast Hassan is referring to, Ethan immediately concedes that there may have not been death camps.
Don't they have Uyghur death camps? Is that?
It's not a death camp. They were re-education camps, and they are no longer in operation.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay.
So Hassan has clip-shipped a point from a podcast 2 years ago and is applying it to Ethan's video, even though that's not the point Ethan's trying to make.
Part of the reason why I don't think that he was able to prove his perspective in the conversation at all is because they weren't fucking death camps, and I was right. They were re-education camps.
By the way, that really just
Dude, it's so funny. Dude, right here. Like right here, I can look up Al Jazeera, right? We're gonna do this live on air. We're gonna pull up Al Jazeera, which is a propaganda. Like they are absolutely a propaganda a lot of times. But this is to prove that Hassan utilizes this website for a lot of his information when in regards to the Israel-Palestine conflict. Xinjiang leak reveals extent of Chinese abuses in Uyghur camps. The leak 1,000 photos and official documents have shed light on the extent of the alleged abuse against the Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities in China's far west region. The document included the camps from what kinds of force would be used against the prisoners and how many watchtowers, sniper rifles, and infrared guns. Where is that? In 2018, UN pressure, appalled. The trip. Where's the death? We are appalled to report the jarring image state death report. It would be very difficult to imagine systemic efforts to suppress, to detain, to conduct a camp of genocide and crimes against humanity would not have the blessing, would not have the approval. The highest levels of PRC government said referred to the People's Republic of China. I mean, like, you look here, it's it talks about the whole thing. It breaks the whole thing down. I mean, Germany was calling for transparency. There was a lot of things going on. I mean, they were fucking reporting on it constantly, dude. Constantly. The borders of tears, interviewing victims of China's Xinjiang president, right? I mean, like, the fact that, like, you go to Al Jazeera and you just type in Uyghur, right? And you get endless articles, right? You get endless articles trying to accuse of erasing religion, culture. I mean, like, opposed reports, President opposed reports on Uyghurs. Like, it's funny. You can find examples, you can find shit like easily, like the same sources that Hassan has. I mean, that was a long article. I wasn't gonna read through the whole thing. I was just trying to find some snippets from it. Like, obviously they're gonna prove my point because, like, it's not hard to see that re-education camps aren't fucking cool, dude. Like, and there's been like reports of like where they're like taking and making women infertile now, so that which is a form of genocide, so that you can just like take that group out of rotation. It's disgusting. It's disgusting behavior, and he defended it just because it's from China. And the fact that he defended it so hard, and now is sitting on the other side utilizing the same resources to prove his points now, is so pathetically hypocritical, and it's insane to me that more people don't call this out.
Prisons, if you think about it, but we'll let them cook.
I've always been against that. This is the problem. And people will say, Hassan,
no, he hasn't.
We got you. You said you would be in favor of re-education. There's a difference between re-educating people who have done crimes in the process of rehabilitation, okay, versus doing dragnet.
Dude, a crime for you is being capitalist, which is fucking insane.
It's against an entire minority population and mass surveillance against an entire minority population. That is what I'm against.
This is the filibuster. He's not going to engage with Ethan's point, which is Hassan has a double standard for Russia and China because his brand is America bad all the time.
Hassan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense? I know America bad is a meme that people laugh at online, but with Hassan, this does actually seem...
And I fucking hate this too. This is like the whole Iran thing. I don't support Iran at all because their leader literally says death to America all the time. You are not gonna find me defending somebody who says death to America. That's death to me, brother. I don't support that shit. But this guy will die on that hill, dude. He likes anybody who hates America, and I think that's disgusting. And I don't want anybody with that mindset who hates America to be to be not like to have like a position of power. I think that they can have their platform, they can say whatever they want. I'm for free speech, but I don't understand how anybody in their right mind could listen to this, be like, yeah, dude, let's go for the person that's the opposite of our own self-interest. Fuck you, dude.
to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
2 principles. Let me explain to you. 2 principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? Never align with the Western forces.
By the way, he was born in New Jersey. Hassan Piker was was born in New Jersey. New Brunswick, New Jersey, on 1991. The Turkish dude, he's American. Like, he always talks about being Turkish. When did, see if he lived in Turkey. Okay, we'll go right here. We'll do a little bit. Hassan Piker was born to Turkish parents in New Brunswick, New Jersey, but grew up in Istanbul. So he did grow up in Turkey. Look at that. But he was born in the U.S. So like at the same time, he is American, like 100% born in the USA. Like it's insane to me. It's insane to me. That he acts like he's like this 100% Turkish, but if he was like, he grew up in Istanbul, but what years did he grow up in? When did he come to the U.S., dude? During senior year of college. So in college, he was definitely here. So at this point, he's lived in America longer than he's lived in Turkey. But I don't know. I can't find anything else. Like, let's go early life. Let's go early life real quick. See if we can find early life here. Yeah, I guess that's it, dude. Former member of the board of, this is about his father. What is the Future Party? Political party formed by the Prime Minister. Nation. Parliament. It doesn't really have a lot of information here. What about this guy? Let's look at this guy. Life and career. Became more than just a regional power with Europe and the Middle East. Expression desire for a far more influential world in politics. Pan-Islam. Relations with the Muslim Brotherhood. Minister of Foreign Affairs. I mean, so his family has had strong political he like, this guy's has like he's like the king of Nepo babies. Jesus Christ. Like, his dad has like so much influence, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god, dude. Like, you look at like the amount you look at the amount of fucking like pull. His uncle runs Young Turks. His father is a big political leader over in Turkey. Like, this guy has had it made since the beginning, dude. He's been media trained since birth. Like, get the fuck out of here with the, I'm like, I hate this guy, dude. Like, this guy is like a psyop. I 100% believe this guy is not, there's no way that he's 100% genuine about anything. This dude was like trained to be this.
After 20 minutes of Hassan going on unrelated tangents, he pulls up a stream he did on October 13, 2021. He read an AP article that was critical of China, and he partially agreed with it.
This is the breakdown, okay? This is where me and a lot of defenders of China...
Have you ever...
Oh my god, dude. Of course this is where he's going to be like critical, like a slight bit of critical, but then defend it unabashedly. It's going to be insane to me, bro. I'm betting money, bro.
Ways. I think that is
completely and wholeheartedly unacceptable.
Article that was critical of China, and he partially agreed with it.
This is the breakdown, okay? This is where me and a lot of defenders of China part ways. I think that that is completely and wholeheartedly unacceptable. People that unconditionally defend China think it's totally appropriate because they're all fucking extremist Muslims, okay? To me, that sounds a lot like, you know, you're a reactionary conservative, but for China.
He's being so careful when criticizing China. Where's all the screaming?
So when I look at other countries, I look at the regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral, or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze other
countries. If you want to be moral and smart, just take everything that Hassan says, delete it from your memory, and you will be a better person for it.
And then 1 month later in 2021, Hassan would get mad at the news for criticizing China over the same thing. And he would cite the same AP article for why China is cool.
I wanted to stand up for my Muslim brothers and sisters who are in, concentration camps, are getting tortured and raped every day. And I don't care whoever said which organization.
Dude, here we go. The dude who defends, who stands. He is the proud fighter for all of Muslims. Now doesn't defend them.
Or which company?
Bro, the Associated Press literally said, not like a fucking, not exactly known as like a pro-China outlet, but even the Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how okay, well, all the concentration camps have been closed now.
Dude, absolutely. This is a great chat right now. I think multiple things can be true at the same time. One, love America, talk against the issues of capitalism, and denounce foreign regimes. You can do all of that things. But to stand from the position that America's always evil, that anti-America's always good, is so retarded, because then you end up like this, dude, where you can't criticize the thing that you're glazing. He constantly glazes China and Russia. At the time, he would constantly glaze China and Russia to the point that he was anti-Ukraine at the beginning, but then when the political shift happened, when the winds changed, he changed with them, because now Russia's a dictatorship, and it wasn't actually cool communism. It's now disgusting alt-right fascism. And now we got to make that distinction now, guys, because my chat thinks it, so I have to think it as well. But he was so glazing this because he loves communism so much, but now he's changing his position to now defend this same type of rhetoric. It's so insane to me. It's so insane to me that we're going to glaze China for doing disgusting activities, when if you have any inkling of saying that Israel's okay at all, you are just you're a Zionist, you're a racist, you're anti-Islam. It's hyperbolic rhetoric. The dude's absolutely insane.
All the re-education.
Yeah, dude. And America has done a lot of atrocities. American done atrocities. You can call them out, but every country has a dirt trail. I'm still going to love my home, even with the wrong. Absolutely. And we just have a problem in modern culture where it's we can't talk about things in the past without just harping about how evil America is and how bad of a place it is, without also putting in the understanding that it led us to be where we're at today. And we're as a country, as a fairly young country in perspective of time, compared to a lot of these places, we have made leaps and bounds in terms of betterment for the world and betterment for different groups across all different lines and backgrounds of life. We have done a lot. We are an incredible place in terms of just being cool and shit, but we can't talk about the good. We can only talk about the bad. We can't talk, we have to sit and harp on all the bad, but we're not allowed to look at the good that has come from that bad. That's what I think is so disingenuous. So all of those movements of the past that really, they fought really hard to get these changes got made, and now we're gonna just sit there and harp on those like it's still that time. I don't like that, dude. I don't like that. You can, I 100% stand for, yeah, we should call it out, say, yeah, this was pretty bad, but it also led to some good, right? It eventually, time did change, and we did get a little bit better from it. We grew as a society. I don't feel like we ever say we grew as a society enough. Another crazy thing is you can absolutely be anti-Hamas and anti-Zionist and be anti-war and support the people caught in the crossfire. In other words, be neutral, anti-war, and support the people. That's my position, 100% my position, every single step of this way. But I've been called Zionist just for not wanting civilians to die on either side, because you have to, like in these guys' mind, you have to be 100% in or you're 100% out.
Camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different.
But the article Hassan read said they're slowing down camps because they possibly achieved their goals of subduing the Uyghurs and other Muslims in the area.
Very different vibes in Xinjiang, and now
yeah, they were fucking done. They're like, we did it, we won, guys. We have subdued the undesirables. It's over. That's why we're closing the camps. And this guy's like, look how good they're being. They closed them because they felt like they had made a whoopsie pupsie. But hyperpolitical people always insist you have to have concrete stance on foreign affairs. And yeah, you don't need to have a concrete stance on foreign affairs. I 100% believe that everything needs to be looked at through the lens of nuance, and there's criticism that can be levied at both sides at all times.
No, it's the tourism hour.
So now that we're through that, let's break down how extensive this lie is. Hassan doesn't engage with the point Ethan's making about his positions always being anti-West, even when it doesn't make sense. Instead, he focuses on an irrelevant podcast clip that said death camps. Then he brags about reading an anti-China article he read 4 years ago where he basically has kid gloves on while criticizing China for having concentration camps. And then he ignores how only a month later he was bragging about how great China was for culling the population and closing the camps. No viewer is going to take the time and fact check all of this. So Hassan knows he can just call Ethan's video poorly researched and clip chimped.
I'll just start out by saying we're 8 minutes in and his research is not so great. He doesn't prove his point at all.
China forced minorities on birth control, forced abortions through mandatory.
This is what I was talking about like them like they literally were like taking the women's right to like have kids so that they could quell the population, which is a form of genocide. Like the people that say that there wasn't any genocide that happened in China with the Uyghurs, this is genocide. 100% is genocide. You were quelling the population so more of the undesirables that you don't like won't be born. It's disgusting. It's absolutely abhorrent. And the fact, I love that Willie Mack's going into this, because this is stuff that I have gone into and I felt like it hasn't gotten enough attention. The fact that he was 100% sweeping for a genocide happening in China, but is on the side like pretending to be like fully like I've always been for the plight of Muslims. I've always been here to support the Islamic people being like attacked. It's bullshit. It's crap. It's fucking. He's a fugazi, brother.
Pregnancy tests and detention camps for having too many children. China's what happens when you successfully complete the genocide, but hey guys, at least they have high-speed rail.
It was literally an Associated Press article that I read talking about a high-speed rail line going all the way to Xinjiang, basically creating this massive network of high-speed rail that was seen as a negative, that was portrayed as a negative thing. People in Xinjiang still have freedom to travel in that regard.
No, they don't. The article he read literally said they don't. This whole segment is Hassan proving Ethan right. Doesn't matter to Hassan, just declare victory.
So one must ask the question, why Ethan Klein refuses to actually engage in any of the things that I'm saying, uses out-of-context clips, and also simultaneously has a very different standard for what China's doing as opposed to what Israel is doing.
You're literally the one doing all of that, using out-of-context clips, not engaging with him, rewriting history. These are all tactics he's done for years, and not just with big...
Want to break in?
Yeah, dude. Like, this is what's so funny to me. Like, you can take and look at these the instances that he's pulling right now, and I've been saying this since my initial coverage of Hassan. I've been saying this from the beginning, that this dude 100% like made the same worse arguments to defend China, and is now like calling people out for making like actual like, oh, maybe we shouldn't kill everybody. Maybe like absolutely eradicating one group isn't the best choice. Maybe supporting the terrorists isn't the greatest cause. Like, having those makes you a monster, but no, supporting a genocide in China, that's not a big deal. Like, the hypocrisy is just so thick, dude. This shit is like a pudding of hypocrisy.
With him, rewriting history. These are all tactics he's done for years, and not just with big things, small things too. He talks about the BDS boycott list. A fan comes up to him saying he needs to stop buying Coke on March 31st, 2024.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say, you need to stop drinking Coke Zero on stream.
Why?
It's boycott.
Wait, is it?
You're preaching pro-Palestine and you're drinking all this boycott stuff. Please, Hassan, at least pretend. Do it off stream. Please.
Okay, I'll put it in. I'll put it in.
Dude, that's his entire content. It's just please pretend, Hassan.
Then on November 21st, 2024, he finally takes a huge stand against Coca-Cola.
As of today, the Palestinian BDS National Committee, the largest Palestinian coalition leading the global BDS movement, endorses the organic boycott campaign against Coca-Cola to pressure the company and to end its complicity in Israel's illegal occupation, apartheid, and genocide. I will no longer showcase Coca-Cola products on my stream. That means no more Diet Coke.
He then does a New York Times interview that took place on April 27, 2025. And what does Hassan got in his fridge? Diet Coke. This guy is telling his audience how great Disney Plus's show Andor is, even though it's supposed to be boycotted.
I finished Andor last night. It was amazing. It was incredible. What a payoff. What a f***ing payoff, dude. I highly recommend it. Obviously, Disney's.
Well, I mean, like, here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing that's like the clusterfuck of the progressive right now. You have to support everything that the like woke chuds don't like. So therefore, if the woke chuds don't like it, you gotta support it. But then at the same time, you can't support it because of the BDSM list. So you have both of these things like fighting against each other. And at the moment, you can fucking go in, you can support it, say you're owning the chuds, while then in the next stream talk about how bad Disney is because of their support of Israel, and your audience is too dumb to look a day back. That's just all that happens. It's so funny to me because your whole goal is like, oh, I'm gonna own the chuds, but then I'm also gonna condemn them, but own the chuds and then condemn them. It's so retarded, bro.
BDS, so you know you got to do what you got to do.
Not to mention, this guy also streams on Twitch, an Amazon-owned subsidiary that is also on the BDS list. But to Hassan, it doesn't count.
I'm gonna keep calling it the BDSM list because I think it's funny. By the way, in case you guys are wondering, I'm gonna keep doing that
because it's a subsidiary.
Amazon is on that list, but Amazon is not on that list for Twitch, and it's not on that list for.
Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. Amazon's on that list, but not because of Twitch. Twitch is fine, so I'm gonna keep streaming here. You're a fucking hypocrite, bro. Word salad your way through it, buddy. I know you're going to. Your audience is a bunch of retards.
A permanent.
And Dr. Pepper isn't owned. I saw his chat go by. Dr. Pepper is based. They're on the list, bro. They are a Texas-run company. Oh, the Dr. Pepper is like their own little. They're not owned by Pepsi or Coke, and they are absolutely like super pro-Israel. So to think that they're not, you're absolutely retarded.
Blockade of Amazon and all Amazon-related products because Palestinian National Committee understands that half of the websites that we are on and that we use AWS as its backend.
He's saying this while thanking his viewers for Twitch Primes every other stream, only available with Amazon Prime, by the way.
Your contributions in the form of a subscription that is $6 a month or a free one in the form of a Twitch Prime is all that it takes. For free with a Twitch Prime, you can continue supporting the show. Or for free.
By the way, if you're curious about Dr. Pepper, it's right here. By the way, I don't think any of this works, but Dr. Pepper is parent company Kroger. Dr. Pepper is owned by Jab Holding Company, which is a pro-Israel company. The Riem family owns Jab Holding, are Zionists and support Israel through investment donation via their Alfred Lackdecker Foundation. Like right here, dude. Alternatives to Dr. Pepper. You have Red Bull and Bang and Roritos. I mean, like literally, you're just not allowed to drink soda. Basically, this is why these lists are so stupid because there's so many fucking things on this list that it's ridiculous. Like, let's try Nike, dude. Can you wear Nike shoes? Oh, product stores in Israel. Oh, gotta ban them, dude. Gotta ban Nike. What about milk? Oh, Brandon Nestle. No, you can't have chocolate milk, brother. Well, what else can we pull up? PlayStation. What about Sony? Let's go Sony. Ooh, Sony safe to use. Look at that. What about Xbox? You can only own PlayStation. PlayStation Super Pro Israel, right? Oh, no Crunchyroll. Okay, Crunchyroll's safe. Okay, we can watch anime and play God of War, I guess. What about Steam, dude? Let's go to Steam. Oh, Steam's safe. Okay. Okay, so you can play the Xbox games on Steam. That's the same logic he's using, right? So Xbox might be boycotted, but Steam's not. So if you buy the game through Steam, you see the retardation here, bro? This is so dumb.
With a Twitch Prime for free. With a Twitch Prime.
How can anyone respect this guy? He's telling people to risk jail time by dodging service, but he won't risk moving to another streaming platform. He doesn't tell people to stop using Twitch Prime. He doesn't turn off monetization on YouTube, but he won't even give up the pop he's drinking. These people suck. Even the one thing Hassan admits he's wrong.
He literally, he fucking, even if he didn't drink if he did get rid of the Diet Coke, he argued with Ethan Klein about his Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pepper is like, no go. It's a bad. Dr. Pepper's a bad, bro. He needs to just only drink Red Bull, I guess.
On, he still does on a daily basis.
The first ever React Gate, when people were getting mad at me because like I would have the chair on and while the videos are playing, totally fucking fair and valid. And for the past multiple years, that's not happened on my broadcast. Like there are instances where I get up to pee, but it's usually during a video that's playing.
By the way, every time I've ever gotten up to do the door or get somebody's at the door, or I have to use the restroom or make food real quick, I pause the stream, or it's like I wait till I'm done with whatever video I'm currently commentating on, and then I have a pause between segments so that I can go do one of these things. I have never let the video consistently keep playing while I get up from my fucking chair. I think that is lazy fucking coverage. That is abusing fair use, and it only will lead to us getting to the entire platform taking a hit because of your abuse of the rights that we have.
That's like from a friend or from news and commentary, and it's only for like 30 seconds to a minute.
You reacted to his video and you just
JXC
sort of
maybe?
left. And it wasn't a political video. It was like a
it
fun,
wasn't.
fun little video.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's a Hassan video, you can just sit here and you can literally just let the video play in its entirety. Say, oh, that's cool. That's cool. And this is a problem. A lot of people get mad at me for yapping as much, but like I'm using this because I have my own points to make about this. I usually have my own agenda going in that I want to cover certain things that I want to cover, and I'm utilizing this as a kind of jumping off point. We're here for my content. We're not here for Willie Mack. I mean, he is definitely helping the video along, helping structure. I am using it as a jumping off point to make my own points, and I feel like a lot of these people are just using these videos to say the shit that that they want their audience to hear without them having to do the work or put in any sort of effort. And I see that just so lazily, bro.
I think his point was valid. In that
Yeah, and I apologize. By the way, that's another thing. I literally apologized to that person instantly, and then they basically like quintupled down and like did this like 8-hour broadcast with a bunch of like random fucking slop tuber commentary people, and I was like, what the f? I think this guy's
Dude,
just
I got a winky face in chat. Now, are we? What are we? Are you? Is it because I'm so sexy, dude? Is it because my beard's messy and online? That's probably why I'm getting winky faces. That or they think that I am the worst slop creator in the entire history of slop. But that's okay. Either way, I'm having fun with it.
like trying to farm drama out of this.
He's intentionally lying. He initially responded to Jay by saying he had no other choice but to leave and eat while the video was still playing.
You could leave a sign saying "gone for a dump" back in 5, or could just give credit where it's due and actually react while he's in the room. Doesn't seem like a lot to ask. These motherfuckers are like, dude, peanut bottle, dude. On him, how is it any different than him just watching a YouTube video off stream? It just rubs me the wrong way. Like, how do you think of your viewers to just stream your break? Dude, what am I supposed to do? Die? Like, I don't understand.
Dude, you wait until the video's done, until the segment that you are currently working on for your stream is done. You say, okay, before I fire up the next thing, I'm gonna go run to the bathroom real quick. And then, like, when you get a little far, like, you have the resources to put down like a segment page. Now, I don't know how to do that yet. I'm still working on it. But you could make some original content, right? Make some like actual breakdowns. Have somebody clip up some funny moments of you, and and then just have that play during that segment while your chat just kind of like laughs and like talks with each other. You can come back and then stop that segment and then go back to doing your thing. Now for me, it's just a blank page, and I'm sure people leave during that time, but I don't care that much because I enjoy the fact that I get to take my little break. I come back, yeah, it's kind of dead over here, but I'm using this to create VODs and stuff to bolster my channel with a bunch of different activity. But at the same time, I don't ever leave the clip playing because that's fucking bad job. That you're doing a shit job. Or at least keep one of your videos up, just in case. Keep it up in your fucking top tab so that you can click on it, put it up on when you're using the restroom or making yourself some like fucking sandwiches or some shit, and then when you come back, stop the video and go back to your next segment. It's not very hard. Nobody's asking you to piss into a fucking bottle, Hassan.
When Jay pointed out how immature Hassan is, he called Jay a Nazi.
This is what I said 1 fucking year ago. Since then, he made a video, or they made a video. Afterwards, they had like a bunch of Nazis in the kill stream get together and do an 8-hour reaction to my entire stream.
Hassan has backtracked to call Jay a farmer over this, but Jay wasn't even on that stream. Jay is on Twitter laughing at how wrong Hassan's rewriting of history has been. But
dude, it's so great. It's so great how he just like lumps people together, does zero research. Somebody in his chat says, you can play, I upload a cute little short of a deer. I'll definitely check out that deer short after this. But dude, you look at that. You look at the fact that Hassan just rewrites history all the time just so that he can call people who disagree with him Nazis. It's just such an easy tactic. It's so pathetically easy at this point. I just, anytime I hear somebody call somebody else a Nazi, I just don't think that I don't even like for a second think that they might have any credibility. I have to go do the legwork to find out what he actually said, and most of the time it's like he criticized Hassan for being a goonbag, and I'm like, wow, that doesn't mean Nazism at all.
Funniest part is Hassan is still doing all of this. The day I wrote this segment, Hassan was on stream reacting to a video. He's halfway through and he didn't even know if it was AI or not.
Is this AI? Did Fireship make this video with fucking AI? We only watched a couple slop videos, and now immediately
Wait, why are we watching slop videos? I thought you were a serious political pundit, Hassan. I thought you didn't engage in slop. He does. That's the point. He's just a drama YouTuber with a political slant.
Brain is wired in a way where I'm thinking this could perhaps be AI.
He then drinks his Dr. Pepper and unpauses the video to go grab his Uber Eats, shouting chair stream because he knows what he's doing is wrong.
Check this.
But what might be more exciting is the release of Gemma 3.
What a piece of shit, dude. This is exactly what's going to lead to more stringent, disgusting shit on this. Because of fucking like asshole gapers like this douchebag, dude. He's the asshole gaping king. He just like leaves, and then eventually this will have ramifications for the entire ecosystem and making content on the platform that much harder. Like, you think, you're just being defensive about this because you make commentary slop, right, King Jiffy? No, you have to remember that the reason you're allowed to stream gameplay footage, the reason you're allowed to talk about movies, the reason you're allowed to talk about entertainment is because of fair use. That gets taken away and copyright starts getting enforced a lot harder. You're not allowed to do any of that shit. I don't think a lot of people understand how important fair use is, and by abusing it like this, you could fuck up your entire channel. And it's not just commentary, it's not just reaction shit. It is like all encompassing. You'd have to only make like absolutely original sketches, absolutely original to where it doesn't. You're basically making your own movies, which is fine, and a lot of people do make that. But you want to be a documentarian, but you want to utilize old clips. Well, that's breaking copyright. You know what I mean? Like, this could have absolutely insane ramifications. They could ruin everything that was built in the past because of shit like this. And I think that this is stuff that people need to be mindful of if you're a streamer.
Gemma models are open, so as a developer you can...
He comes back adding the incredible commentary of terrifying.
Even
though he has no clue what's going on. And before I can even finish the sentence, he leaves again.
And I think it could be...
By the time he finishes grabbing his Mountain Dew, the video is over.
Link below. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching.
He watched a minute of the video. 1 minute of the video. He was in the room. Like, can you fucking realize how bad this could be for the platform?
And I will see you in the next one.
This is different than just putting your face. He doesn't even have the audacity to just put his face in the corner. He can't even do that. He's just fucking dips.
He added nothing to the video. But when asked if he was still doing this on stream, he's going to lie and say he
A
stopped.
bunch of stuff that I did initially that I changed. I don't do anymore. Like I don't cook food while on stream. Like I order. Like there's a bunch of stuff that I used to do that I don't do anymore. In an effort to, like, you know, reduce the chair time. The thing that I was frustrated by is that people were just like saying that all I do is just like put the chair on and fuck off. And that was annoying to me because it's like,
That's literally what you still do. You're a fucking hypocrite piece of shit.
before the Reactgate shit, I was known for being a person who paused all the time and like added way too much information to the
And that's what I do, and I will continue doing, because that means that this is my content, and I'm not just ripping off somebody else's content. I think it's so funny. Every time I get a comment there is like, you talk too much. Well, that's fucking fine. You're here. This is my video. This is my video now. I am changing the video. I am in the bounds of fair use at this point. I am doing my best to add everything that I want to say into this and make the points that I want to make. And that's what makes this my content and transformative, and not just fucking me sitting here with my face in the corner just shaking my head the entire time.
video that like people lost the plot of the video.
Brother, your viewers complaining that your attempts to make a video fair use or boring does not make it okay to walk away from a video while it's still playing.
Unironically think like there's just a chair for an hour for like a 15-minute YouTube video.
There shouldn't ever just be a chair at all. That's what everyone is saying is
That's the problem. 100%. And like, if you have shit playing while you're not on stream, that is not under fair use. That is just you playing other people's content, which is fucking wrong.
Offensively against fair use.
I've taken the notes from all of the people.
I won't ever hit anybody with copyright, right? I'm never gonna do that shit. That's not gonna be for me. If you want to re-upload every one of my segments where I'm like playing with my nipples, I'm fucking jerking like an absolute madman, I am sitting here getting showered in fucking semen, that is fine. Do whatever you want with my content. I am absolutely fine with it. I have no problems. But to pretend that you're sitting here and utilizing fair use when you're not even watching the video, you're not even in the room, that's insane. That is not, that you have no grounds to stand on. I mean, like, I feel like I have grounds because I fucking changed the shit out of this. I always add like way more time than is necessary because I'm a fucking king of yapping.
People that shit on me for years over that, which is part of the reason why you don't really hear too much about people saying that I'm like,
I mean, you hear about it all the time. That is like one of the biggest things that are called. The fact that he says this shit is to try to change a narrative. He's trying to change the narrative to fit what he wants it to fit. This is a constant Hassan tactic.
thing unfairly or whatever. I don't even, I rarely ever react to like an unknown channel anyway nowadays, and it's mostly just like news and commentary that I'm adding additional commentary over.
People don't respond to you doing it anymore because you've clearly shown you don't care and that you're not going to stop. Him saying it's fine because he mostly does it to the news. It's not true, but it also doesn't matter. Fair use doesn't stop at you watching the news. Ethan just released a video showing how blatantly these people steal content rather than transforming it.
Here's Casey Trons. She smoked more than she spoke. Casey Tron smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15.
Jesus, like, could you imagine that your entire commentary for the entire video is just you smoking? You had 15 minutes of discussion to an hour-long video. It's like almost a 2-hour-long video. A 2-hour-long video, you add 15 minutes of talking. And when it comes down to actual fucking what else you're doing on camera, you're doing 18 minutes of other fucking smoking and not adding anything else other than just like making yourself stoned. That's insane.
15 minutes 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking. She spent 3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably from smoking 42 times.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
So he lies about small things, lies about big things, rewrites history, argues positions that his critics don't have, calls for others to make sacrifices while he can't give up a single luxury in his life, and he aligns himself with doxers and harassers as long as they're on his side. Mislabel everyone, dodge every critique, in the name of them being right-wingers or Nazis or genocide supporters.
Dude, literally, when I did my Ethan Klein thing, I tried to skip around, which I actually looked at. Mine's like 2 hours and 20 minutes, but I try to skip around as much as I can to try to simplify it all down into a really like bite-sized format, and I still ended up with 2 fucking hours, dude. I still tried to condense it the best I could, and I couldn't do that because it was so fucking long. Like I tried my best to make a shorter version of what everybody else was uploading, and I still ended up with 2 hours, bro. It was like, and the fact that like people went out and they just like fucking sat there and just listened, right? They just listened. They didn't add any context. It's like, dude, you could have just skipped around. You could have skipped around, made some points, watch the video, pre-watch it, then go in and say, okay, this is what happens during here. We're going to skip to this part because I think it's a lot harder hitting, or whatever, dude, you know, speed it up. There's millions of different ways where you can still add a ton of your own narrative in and still fundamentally change the topic and be safe under fair use. Yeah, you're gaping your ass for that fair use dick to shove right in there and tickle your prostate. But instead, what you do is you just sit there and let the video play, and it's like, oh, well, look, mine's slightly longer. Get the fuck out of here.
Though none of it might be true.
Ethan's a right wing, obviously. These people either directly support or tacitly support child murder, mass child murder. That's ultimately what it is. This is the main point of contention. Be mean to them. If they feel bad, if they feel harassed, honestly, great. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Fuck each and every one of them. We need to be mean to these guys. We need to be assholes. They deserve it.
He literally has an old stream clip explaining his current day tactics.
You deny, you deflect, and then you counterattack the person who like launched this investigation on you, and you try to claim that like there's a hidden bias there. And most lizard brain dipshits who like love you unconditionally will go, oh, finally I have an out to defend this person.
These people aren't good faith actors. They aren't civil rights leaders. They're social narcissists that prey on their viewers' fears to make a bag. They're like the meme where the peasants are rioting to get.
Well, I think this is it here, right? This is it here. Okay. Citizens, and because you're mad is like fucked. It's terrorism. We're not gonna listen to me talk. We're not gonna listen to me talk, but we're gonna go every time I talk, dude. Like, I mean, I be consistently like yapping. Okay, so right here is where there we go. I think I pause here. All right, so I pause here. I yap for fucking. Where am I? It's hard for me to actually figure out how much I yap during this. I mean, I feel like I pause every 2 seconds.
The Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Say about how they're lying about that, and they're just trying to get people radicalized and shit, and they're willing to use whatever propaganda necessary to do it. Realize you're listening to somebody who's willing to lie to you over nothing. They're willing to lie to you to further their viewpoint. 3 minutes. Trying to find that even fuck. It's not a big deal, bro, but she had so much fun on that roller coaster, dog.
Look like they're
trying to like. I don't think I get to the. I don't think I actually like play every second of this. I can't remember. Somebody will have to let me know how much I actually added, because I fucking talk a lot during this video. I feel like one of my my biggest criticism on this channel is I talk way too fucking much. And my goal, I think I said at the beginning of this that my goal was. We are going to skip around a little bit in this because a lot of this fluff shit, I'm going to just move right past. I'm going to move right past. Yeah, so that's why I skip through the fluff. I yammer jammer constantly throughout this entire fucking thing. I skip around. I mean, that's my entire premise. I mean, we can skip here. Look at exactly what happened in the past. Music, bro. What the fuck is this? Really incredible stories about mom. You're just as bad as her. To take any group and then make sure that, dude, well, I clicked 6 different places in this video and I'm the one talking. Let's go here.
You guys are all like radical communists?
These babies. Okay, there's set 1. A random place.
Luffy here and his organization.
Okay, I wasn't talking there. I lost that one.
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Nope.
Got it.
How can you claim to?
Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape.
Ah, dude, I lost this one. I lost this one. I was playing a game where I was seeing who was talking. First time I fucking dominated. Second time I lost. But like you see, I talk like so much during that fucking so much during my stream that it gets to the point that I talk more than the actual video at times, and that's a problem, bro. Like to some people. To me, it's perfect. It's perfect. That means that I'm actually sitting under fair use.
More pay, and Hassan's the king looking at all of his treasure going, I'll help.
And the sad thing about that video is my goal was to try to get it under an hour. My goal was to try to get that shit under an hour so that I could like beat a lot of the other commentary videos out to talk about it, and I completely lost. I utterly failed. This video was only supposed to be like 20 minutes, and I feel like I made this an hour.
Spread the message. I'm out of town right now, as you guys could probably tell, but I felt like it was important to make this video to document all of the
He's just at Sam Hyde's house. I'm just kidding.
Craziness going on right now. People should know what these guys have been up to. Shout out to everyone who's been reacting to my content. I've enjoyed seeing it, and it's actually been in fair use. You're all legends. I have one more video covering the more unhinged side of this topic. Yes,
and I can't wait to cover this as well, dude. Anytime Willie Mack drops, I am like fully there. I think he does an incredible coverage for the most part. I've criticized him in the past when he needs to be criticized, but for the most part, I do try to do my best to give him fair criticism, and I think that's what you should do. Even if you absolutely agree with 99% of somebody's takes, if you disagree, you should make it known, and you shouldn't, like, even if you know that some of your fan base is going to disagree with you, that's okay. That's what makes you not just a puppet of another person's cog.
Gets worse, so subscribe.
You're a puppet on somebody else's cock, baby. You're just sitting there sucking and sucking until you get the clout you think you deserve. That's how you end up in like a Hassan orbit or a Destiny orbit or any of these fucking political goonbags orbit. Is you're too scared to speak out against them and have like a slightly different opinion that you just become a fucking another vehicle. Like you become another person in the rotation of getting ass fucked is what's happening.
To the channel. Shout out to the homies over on Patreon: Crimson Glass, Riveter, Christina Vina, Mac Monkey, Drink Kobex, Necro Valley, The Confusing Opinion, Eddie Bizzle, Tiz McFitz, Christopher H, Sennial Music, Lucasif, ET Automatic, Snoopy Poop Tube 2, Amur ML Bay, Rooney Boo, Drew is Sharon, Clown Factory, Monkey D Luffy, Shura, Mustard Shirt Guy.
Oh, dude, we got Monkey D Luffy. It's better than the Houthi Luffy. That's kind of his video. I think it was really good. I mean, I obviously yap like endlessly, but here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. I think that what's happening right now with the Ethan Klein thing is scary. It is scary because this could drastically change the internet to kind of reverse some of the things that he fought for initially, and now he's putting a stop point. And how far that stop point affects the internet moving forward, where you get unhinged people like Dark Viper AU who thinks that using any clip of you, basically, now I don't know the whole Dark Viper AU saga. I know that he was copyright claiming tons of people, and if I hate when everybody's like, oh well, if you use my content in any sort of situation, I'm going to strike you for it. I hate those people. I think those guys don't believe in fair use. They don't believe in it, and then yet they'll talk about video games, they'll talk about movies, and they utilize free use in every situation. But when somebody else criticizes them, they're willing to strike down, and so it's liberties for me, but not for thee. And I hate that shit. And I'm scared that this is going to have massive ramifications in that regard. But I also see the fact that we have allowed these Twitch people and these Kick people to just sit there and let videos play endlessly while they fucking shake their tits or like clap their ass cheeks together or sit there and eat their fucking empanadas or whatever on stream without putting any extra commentary or added shit into the video. And this is going to have massive ramifications for the future, and I don't like that we've gotten to this point, and I don't like that these guys abused it to this happening. And this is the shit that they were talking about years ago, where I was on XQC's side, where I was like, I really didn't like what XQC was doing, but I didn't want these changes to happen. And we all saw this coming from that instance, and it was all heading down that hill, and the internet was like all against XQC and Sniper Wolf because of the fact they weren't adding any context to their videos, and they kept saying that if this type of stuff keeps happening, eventually somebody's going to sue you. And it didn't happen to them, but it happened to people who do the same thing as them, and this is gonna have massive ramifications. So that's all I got for you guys. Hassan's still a fucking dirty ass goon bag, so that hasn't changed, and I'll catch you on the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let's check out. Let's go to Call Me Mike's channel real quick to see this deer thing. Let's check out this deer thing real quick. Call Me Mike. Let's see this cute little deer. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. What happened? Look at that fucking deer, bro. It's hunting season, brother. Take a shot. I'm just kidding.
Oh, looking at me so cute.
Oh, dude, look at it. Look at that. Look at it. He's staring at you. You just need him to turn broadside and you can take that shot, brother. Yeah, look at that little deer, dude. That's cute, bro. Oh, dude, we got a fire, dude. Next video that Mike has is just a giant accident. So this is why the deer has a limp. This is what we're going off of. This is my next narrative that I'm building. Somebody had hit the deer, their car bursted into flames, and then the deer ended up in your backyard, Mike. That's exactly what happened, my dude. I mean, you don't get this type of smoke if you just hit like another car. No, no, no. This is deer plowing smoke. Trust me, I hit a deer once. It was mad unfortunate for the front of my car. My car burst into flames like an action movie style. So, yeah, dude, that's wild.
All right, we got Jack Roush.
Look at this guy's mustache. He's the one who fucking was driving that car, bro. Look, he just looks like that type of asshole. He's got that like, I'm going to wreck my car into a deer and set it on fire look right there. All right. I have to pee real quick. I will be right back. Don't worry, I'm not gonna play a video. I'm not that type of goon bag, bro. I'm not. I actually want to change the content I'm watching. All right, I'm back, boys and girls. It was a quick pee. I told you I wasn't going to be gone too long. Here we go. We have something called "I Am Destroying My Channel" from The Quartering. Now, this came out the other day, and The Quartering, I've always felt like he was the right time, right place type of guy. Right when the anti-woke stuff started to pop up, The Quartering was right on it. And my biggest critique with the Quarter Pounder here is the fact that he is boring. He is just mad boring. I mean, I'm gonna have to watch this video on at least 1.25 speed in order for my audience not to go absolutely like asleep. I will fall asleep, and I don't want to turn into Hassan Piker where my audience is asleep, I'm asleep, the video's just playing and nothing good's happening from it. I don't want to be that kind of guy. I actually like to add better context, so I want to make sure that I put this on a faster speed so we don't fall asleep. But basically, from what I heard, is his channel has been bleeding subscribers, and now this guy had a monumental growth, right? A monumental growth on YouTube. I mean, he used to be like massive, right? He was like 7 million views, 2 million views, and like 2 years ago, from 6 years ago to 2 years ago, he was just like every day, 2 videos a day, just constantly growing and doing just massive fucking numbers. And I feel like there's a little bit of, I mean, you can only talk about like Brie Larson and Kathleen Kennedy so many times before it just gets annoying, and you're just covering the same drama to nauseum. And I mean, I have this problem where I cover Hassan way too much. Absolutely, I really do. But this guy just kept harping, and now nobody really cares about it. I mean, move on to the new shit. And he's not like, there's so much competition on the market right now for what the quartering does that it makes sense why people are going to other more entertaining people. There's a million other channels that do the same thing you do, a quarter pounder, and they're more entertaining. So why would they stay here for you? Now, I'm going to see what he has to say about it, because I'm guessing he's going to say something along the lines of, I'm being suppressed or whatever. And make sure to, I mean, he seems like he's in pretty bad shape. So go give him a like. He needs the boost of ego. Not ego. He just needs something to keep him going right now, dude. The dude seems really sad. Look at that face right now. Big sad boy. Let's see how sad the quarter pounder is today. I haven't covered him on my channel because, again, I find him incredibly boring. I'm not saying that he hasn't made good content in the past, because I have watched his stuff, and I thought that at one time he was bringing good coverage before he just started posting the same video every single day. But let's get into it.
I don't know if many of you have noticed, but I've been a lot more shifty and weird breathy lately, and it's because I'm having near daily anxiety.
Oh boy, he is way jittery than usual. You know what people said about Ethan Klein? Maybe are you on drugs? Is it the yayo? Are you AO for that yayo? The quarter pounder? Are you gonna lose some weight because instead of eating cheeseburgers, you're just eating endless bricks? Okay, jokes aside, I don't think he's on any drugs. I do think dude definitely has had a drinking problem for a long time. You can tell from his Twitter where he just randomly goes unhinged. The quarter pounder going unhinged on Twitter is one of my favorite things ever, because you know that bro hit that box wine a little too hard and just started going. If his content was as unhinged as his Twitter was, I have to say that he'd be a much more entertaining channel. I'm not gonna lie, dude just went full batshit mode on the mic, but we don't get that. We don't get that quartering, sadly to say.
There's been something going on with my YouTube channel over the past couple of weeks that I have been spending almost every single night trying to figure out. I talked to my YouTube rep. I talked to other people in the space. I just can't figure it out. And right now, I don't even really have a great answer. But what I do have is an action plan.
Dude, does he post 4 times a day? Hold on a second. Maybe like I have to say, like, as much as Alex, I hate to give give him his ups. Okay, so no, he's only posted once today. One day. I guess he posts like 4 times a day, dude. Holy cow. Bro be pumping out content, my brother. 3 videos a day. 4 videos 3 days ago. Or 5 videos 3 days ago. 4 days ago, he posted 3 videos. That dude is pumping out content at an extreme pace. And, like, I have to give respect. Like, here's the thing. Even if his channel starts doing bad and he has to lay off employees, he's still making decent money from this. Like, you look at his channel numbers, I'm betting money he's got, like, 1 billion views. He's got over 1 billion views. So, like, the dude understands a good work ethic. And I think this is a problem, too. Like, if you're wondering why somebody that's boring like the quartering has such relevancy, just think to yourself, why aren't you posting that much? Well, my content's more well-crafted. So it's obviously not working. Post 47 why the quartering's bad videos a week, and one of them will pop off. One of them will do good. I mean, this is a numbers game, bro. Life is a numbers game. It's all about how many shots you can take before you hit the target.
Over the past several weeks, I have noticed videos that used to get 50, 60, 70, 80,000 views were starting to get 10,000 views, 15,000 views. And it caused great panic because, as you know, I have a lot of staff. My YouTube channel actually pays for all of the staff on my live stream.
I mean, here's the thing too. I mean, you're going to have rough patches. I mean, I know that I'm still like a new content creator, and I'm just newly to monetization. I'm newly starting to find my little footing in the ecosystem. But I mean, and I've noticed kind of a dip lately a little bit, but it's like I've noticed those dips in the past as well, where you have like you have a little bit of dip in your audience, and then it catches back up when you hit another popular video, and it just kind of like goes in waves. I feel like people like the quartering just expect growth 24/7, and you'll hit a breaking point, especially when you cover something like this. I mean, how many more How many more people hate Star Wars enough to follow you? I think we've hit the peak of hating Star Wars people. So you only have so much of an audience pool to pull from that eventually you will tap out that audience. I mean, it's not crazy, and eventually people will get burnt out on that shit as well. So I feel like there's a little bit of both of that happening.
I have, you know,
I mean, I've seen it happen with my Hassan shit. I don't get even close to the same amount of views that I got earlier on Hassan. So I'm starting to see a burnout on that as well. I mean, I cover it because it interests me and I like shitting on the guy, but I know that it has reduced a reduced fucking output that it used to have, and I'm completely aware of that at this point.
A thumbnail person, video editors.
Like, keep in mind, if I would have posted the lawsuit thing with Ethan Klein's thumbnail, like, this is a live stream. If I would have posted that, like, big into the nuke era, I would already have, like, 400, 500 people in my live right now, blasting this shit up, right? Blasting it up, like, going crazy. I'd have, like, Hassan Goonbags in here running Defense Force, and when it comes to like right now, people don't care as much. We've hit the saturation point, and that's the thing that's happened with the quartering is he hit a saturation point. Even Mike in chat, who actually consumes, Mike is more of a consumer of this type of stuff. He's like, I prefer the robot head guy when it comes to the woke coverage, and that's what's kind of happened to the quartering. I think, in my professional opinion, is people have found other avenues of much more entertaining guys. I mean, I have this shit at 1.2 times speed, and it seems like he's talking at a normal pace. Like, that's insane, dude. Like, if I put him at 2 times, I'm betting money he'd still sound like a normal human talking, which, how the fuck do you make that happen?
And much more that all rely on YouTube, which has been extremely consistent for me over the past 5 years. For the first time in 3 or 4 years, I have started losing a lot of subscribers.
Holy shit, okay, 2 times is a little too fast. 1.5, still normal speech pattern.
Hundreds, thousands a day. I couldn't figure it out.
Like, how insane is that? How insane is that, the fact that you talk so fucking slow? You talk so fucking slow that at 1.5 speed, you talk like a normal fucking human. Like, if I put this playback speed to normal, like, I talked about this at the beginning, but, like, listen to this.
I can't figure it out. I think there are some reasons that are causing it, things that I'm doing, things that I'm going to address in this video, but there's also something going on with YouTube that I can't figure out. First of all, I asked my viewers, hey, I've got 2 million subs.
Dude, absolutely. If I fucking talk this slow, dude, you know for a fact, when I was editing the video, I put that bitch at 2 times speed just to make it, or at 1.5 speed just to make it more palatable for the viewer. But also, viewers change and move on. I don't even care about the woke BS. I know that Hollywood will just keep making this stop. Yeah, that's what I wasn't like saying you were an anti-woke guy. I just know that you'd watch more of the content than I had. In discussions we've had, and I can see the anxiety, poor guy. I do feel bad for him, but at the same time, like, he needs to, like, when you see this shit start to come, you need to make changes in your own content. You need to, like, try to actively change enough to where you don't feel like you're constantly you're constantly fucking drowning. I mean, if he's in this position where he has too many employees, his coffee's not selling well or something, he's losing subscribers, how do I shift? What else is there to talk about? Maybe start, like, you see the Hassan shit start popping off. Cover Hassan. Cover Ethan Klein. Cover this shit. Oh, you see this going on over here. Make sure to cover that. I mean, he used to hit every avenue of what was going on. And you also have to remember that the quartering was coming up during the peak of a lot of creators getting unfairly banned. And he was platforming them, letting them tell their side of the story. And I used to like him because of that. Every time I'd see, like, MXR Plays or Steven Crowder or any of these guys that would get unfairly kicked off the platform, I knew right away the quartering would have them on their show to tell their side of the story. And I thought that was a really, really good force for the platform. And I feel like he hasn't really been doing that lately. He's just been trying to do the same thing and cash in on it. And at a certain point that has like reduced results. I mean, even look at his style of video right here. This is old. This feels like it was outdated like 3 years ago. He needs to make some changes.
Why in the heck am I getting 8,000 views again, or 8,000 views on a video? For the last 5 years, 4 or 5 years, if a video did good, it got 100 to 200,000 views. If a video did bad, it would still get 70,000 views. It's not, and I would still have the sporadic good video. I had a video on Thursday that had 200,000 views, or on Wednesday. I had a video on Tuesday that got 100,000 views. But then every other video I'd upload that day would get 5,000, 7,000 views. These numbers are, if it continued like this past these 2 weeks, which it has been, I would have to fire everybody that works for me. Everybody. And, you know, probably make some other pretty drastic changes. I couldn't figure it out. So first things first, the things that I can control. I asked my viewers, what is going on? Why are you not, you know, what's going on? Why aren't you watching my videos anymore? So to address the loudest feedback. Too many ads. You're doing too many ads.
Yeah, the ads are really annoying. I mean, that's fair.
Alex.
I think at the same point, like, the ads are also what pay your bills, so I don't really think that's the issue. Again, dude, I think the issue is, let's look at what he's talked about, right? Every conservative creator, when their guy's in office, is going to have a dip in views. That's just how the shit works. That's how the panties hit the floor. You're not going to be juicing up that pussy when when your guy's in office. I'm sorry. That's just the world we live in. People aren't angry enough. They're chilling. They're happy. They got their guy. They're getting the wins they want. So you're not going to have it. I mean, but then you look at, like, what he's covering. It's like Trump's had enough. Trump hysteria. Dead on arrival with the James Bond. I mean, what's the Carmelo Anthony fleas? I mean, you're not covering the shit that's actually hitting right now. And if you want to know how I know he's not covering the shit that's actually hitting right now, let's go to somebody who has had a monumental rise in popularity on their channel, and who covers right-wing stuff. Nuxanor has gone down like the right-wing pipeline, right? You look at Nuxanor's channel. Yeah, even he's had some, like, diminishing views as of late compared to what he was at. Like, you look at I mean, well, actually, he's sitting about what he usually sits at. He's been in the 100,000 view mark, right? And he's had some diminishing results on this one just came out 3 hours ago, so it's not doing that bad. But you see that he's covering, like, Logan Paul scam stuff. He's covering the Asmongold versus Hassan, which is a really popular talking point. He's talking about the war going on with World War III. And he just, like, keeps talking like Greta Thunberg, and he doesn't have the outdated thumbnail style like the Quartering has. The Quartering has a very outdated thumbnail style. This isn't the shit that hits anymore. I can tell you for sure that I know that this type of shit isn't doing well or doesn't do well, because every time I do a thumbnail with this much bullshit going on, it does absolutely dog shit. It's about simplifying the plan. If it's not working, change it up. You see his video that did better right here. Look how simple that thumbnail is. And I mean, yeah, it's destroying my channel. This is gonna hit for the drama community. People like me are gonna click on it. I mean, that is a much better thumbnail than look at all of this shit. He hasn't changed his thumbnail style in how long? I mean, if we go back, dude, we go back like months and months and months and months and months. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. In fact, it might become more brain rot. Nope, it's always been brain rot. Like, this is 3 months. Like, you haven't changed your shit up a little bit. Start messing with some shit that's not working currently. I feel like a lot of this is him just not checking out what's going on in the market, seeing what other popular creators are doing, what the difference is, what clips can I show. Maybe instead of doing these 10-minute segments, do like 30-minute segments where you actually, like, show a bunch of facts or a bunch of shit that's going on, show some clips here and there, and then when you're talking, cut yourself down to where you're actually speaking at 1.25 speed, so you're not talking like a fucking, like, I don't know, he talks like the fucking Snorlax, brother. So instead of sounding like the fucking Snorlax, maybe speed your shit up so you're getting the content fed to your audience at a quicker pace.
Jeremy, I'm sick of the ads. I'm sick of them. You're doing them too much. I've heard, and I will correct. I will now limit all ad reads to a 1 per day maximum. In order to complete this, I have canceled sponsorships that were paying me money now.
Okay, I wouldn't have done that, brother. I wouldn't have done that. Okay, here's the thing. If you're going to have ad reads, have an ad read to every video. That's fine. The audience is always going to complain about ad reads. They always complain. That's like the number one thing, is they don't want to listen to ads. That's paying your bills. Don't cancel that. That is the dumbest thing to cancel, always.
That, in order to not have to do more than 1 per day. And that also includes promoting Quartercast, my live stream channel, and my Trump cookbooks. If I'm doing Trump,
dude, don't promote any of your other shit. If you have an ad read, do your ad read. At the end of the video, promote all your other shit. At the very end of the video, promote your live streams, promote all that other stuff. Check me out on this. Do it really quick at the end. Don't do it middle of video. I don't think you should have canceled your fucking canceled your ad reads. You should have done one, like, at most you should have done like one ad per video, right? Like it currently is or whatever. And then at the end, tell them where you can find me at these places, and then show a blurb or something.
Cookbook, that counts as an ad. 1 per day max. Period.
Dude, I don't know if this is the right direction. I think he's misreading the situation completely. I think he's absolutely misreading the situation to like the worst degree right here.
So hopefully the people that haven't been watching, that were annoyed by all the ads, you'll come back. Secondly, in my panic of trying to figure out why videos that would normally get 50, 60, 70,000 views, why in the hell this was happening, I was deleting them. Because I thought, well, this is a video that's performing very poorly, and it's bad for my channel. To have a video that has like a click-through rate of, my average click-through rate might be 10, 12%. Any video that gets worse than that gets sent out to less people. That's just how YouTube works. So if a video is getting, for whatever reason, a click-through rate, meaning that that's the number of times people click versus the number of times the video is shown to them, the higher the click-through rate, the more YouTube will show it to people. That's why clickbait's a thing. The lower, the less, right? Because there's a finite amount of real estate. So I thought, well, but, this video has a low click-through rate, I better delete it. Turns out that was very bad. And I know
no, you're not supposed to do that. Why the fuck would you just let it die? Just let it sit there in perpetuity forever. Or if you thought it was really that good, put it on private and then re-upload it with a better thumbnail, better description, better tags, and then re-upload it that same day. It's like people do that shit all the time.
YouTubers that do this, so you should stop. I talked to my YouTube rep, which is an actual person in America, not some, random H1B in India. And he said, that's very bad, stop doing that. Well, would have been nice to know 2 weeks ago when I started doing it, but now I know. So obviously, if I put out a stinker, it's going to stay. All right?
Dude, who cares? Who cares? Even that stinker, if it gets a few thousand views, that's a few extra bucks, bro. Who cares, dude? Oh, 10K. Oh, well, my video only made 10K, so I only got like 10 bucks from it. That's $10 fucking you didn't have previously. So why are you fucking deleting it?
Big, good piece of feedback is that, Jeremy, you're not providing enough in-depth, enough additional value in your videos. And you know what? Fair point. I think the market has shifted and it's no longer okay just to have to, just to read an article and give my, whoa, that's crazy. I need to be better. And to avoid having...
Dude, how about you read the article? You put the article in. Just you read the article plain, right? This is an idea for Jeremy. Even though I'm being an absolute fucking hater, I don't want your feet to fall off. I know they're corroding, and you need the medical shit to like pay for your feet from turning into black stumps and falling off. I know you have trouble out there, Jeremy. So I'm gonna give you some actual advice here. Read the article out. Read the article out the same way you would. Put it at 1.5 speed because I have you at that right now, and it's absolutely palpable. And then what you do is listen to it, do like a live thing where you're listening to your voice and cut in, where you have to, where you want to actually make like addendums on that, where you want to add context, where you want to add your own opinion, and then do it like imagine how Asmongold or Nuxon or me or Nicholas Diorio or any of these other fucking bigger streamers, right? Imagine how they would add into it. Imagine how a commentary guy would click in and cut in. You need to do that with your article reads. And when it's at 1.25 or 1.5 speed, you can like cut in and say, okay, what I think here is blah, 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 blah. This is why it kind of sits unfair to me. Speed that shit up to 1.25. You'll have yourself like a 15-minute video, which normally for you would be like a 2-hour video because of how slow you fucking talk. I mean, if you could learn how to talk faster, your channel would be so much better. I'm just going to keep living on that hill. But, like, you could improve your shit so much just by doing that.
Having my wife sell her feet.
I'll never understand deleting videos. LOL. Every video will be in the algorithm. Every view matters. If YouTube is your income. Yeah, no, absolutely. Even the videos that like my old videos so I created this channel in 2022. I didn't do anything with it other than like I would post some shorts for my TikTok on it to see if it would what would do better, right? And then like when I started to do YouTube and like 2023, like mid 2023, I started like I did a bunch of like news shit and it wasn't doing well, right? So I privated all those videos when I went in a different direction for my channel, left a couple of the reviews that I thought were kind of funny, old, shitty King Jiffy Coats videos, and I privated them all. I didn't delete any of them. I just put them in private because I didn't think they were like the same type of content that I normally would try to upload. I never deleted them though, because like all that would do would be taking watch time away from me that I thought that I would probably need when I would hit that monetization goal, because I saw so many people complaining on r/new YouTubers. By the way, if you're a new YouTuber, all that place will do to you is make you super fucking depressed and make you feel hopeless. It's all about just the grind set. If you want to learn anything about making it on YouTube, grind out every popular topic you can possibly grind out and you will hit it. And you won't even have to worry about watch time, because your videos will do well enough you won't have to worry about it all. But I was worried about it, so I kept those videos in private, because a video that's privated, that watch time still remains.
Pictures. I have hired a researcher full-time. Her job is to help me formulate these videos to add more information to them.
Oh god, this is so sad, bro. This is so sad, dude. Dude, this isn't gonna fix it, brother. You're just throwing money at the problem. I thought you hated the Democrats. This is what the Democrats do, is throw more money at the situation.
To teach something rather than to read an article and react. Now, there's going to be some videos or articles or stories that reading and reacting is totally normal and totally warranted. However, when I'm talking about topics like Iran, Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, even gaming, right? There's definitely room to be better than just an article reader. So to remedy this, I've hired a full-time
What I really appreciate
what he needs is like a full-time script maker. Somebody who can like research, write the entire script. He just reads the script, bro. He just reads the script, and he's the face of the bullshit coming in your direction. It just turns into not his content anymore. He's just the entertainer, which is how most entertainers do it.
She will work with me every day to help provide extra meat in my videos to hopefully make them more interesting and entertaining for you. I need to do better and provide a better product, essentially. There's also the issue of my videos being boring. Now that brings up kind of, you know, I used to have the meme intros. Well, I tested the meme intros and people were basically 50-50 on whether or not they cared about them. Well, the meme intros are coming back.
Oh, the meme intros are coming back. Let's go, dude. I don't even know what that means. I didn't watch his shit that much. I just know he's boring because he talks so slow. You know what you can do, Quartering? I'm gonna say this. I've said it fucking 87,000 times throughout this this little segment here. Is speed up your fucking shit so I don't have to do it for you. You talk so fucking slow, dude. And what's happening today is Star Wars is super woke. Shut, Jesus, just fucking get to the point already, my brother.
But not just that. I have shifted my full-time video editor, Steven, many of you know him. His job will now be to make my videos better. So each day, he will add B-roll to my videos, you know, memes, factoids, on-screen things to make my video.
Good. That's actually good. That is what an editor should be doing. That's good. I like that. That's a good change. Out of all the changes, I think this is probably the most beneficial one.
It's more engaging and interesting. The era of me just reading articles is over, is what I'm saying. And that's based on your feedback. How did it get like this? Well, that's my fault entirely. I got apathetic. It became more and more about just making sure I find 4 to 5 videos a day that I think will get 100,000 views. It became more about hitting my goals because I had so many employees. And the stress of that meant I was covering some stuff that maybe I wasn't passionate.
And so, since he had stress about having to keep so many employees hired, he hired more employees, guys! His big problem was he had too many employees that he had to pay for. So, big solution. Let's hire more fucking employees. That's genius fucking work, Quartermack. Dude, what the fuck are you even talking about, dude? Like, oh, I hired a researcher. How about you just edit your videos better, speed up your speech pattern, hit these topics that are really fucking, like, volatile right now, get on them. Even if you have a bad take, the video will get a lot of views. Just keep pushing. You don't need to hire fucking 8 more people to fix your fucking slop channel. Just slop harder, my brother.
About, you know, or I wasn't that interested in, but I thought, hey, this is what's going on, and this is the stuff. The stress of having so much staff was creating that. And so I have trimmed fat.
So he fired some people to make, your reason short, like, oh, dude, he did trim fat. So he fired somebody who was currently working that he was scared to keep employed to hire somebody else that's kind of worthless. What the fuck are you doing, Quarterback?
I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but I went from a staff of about 10 people to I'm going down to about 3 people. And the 3 people I'm keeping are going to have to do more work.
Oh, you liked my recent short? Was it the Spider-Man one with like the gay Spider-Man short? That one was pretty classic, dude. I've been sick. I'm actually sick right now, and I'm trying to like fill the week with like random shorts the best I can because I don't have it in me to do Michael Vicky Mons this week. I haven't done Michael Vicky Mons in the last 2 weeks because I had like Father's Day, Mother's Day, anniversary, and my daughter's wedding in the last 2 months. My daughter's wedding, my wedding anniversary in the last 2 months, and it's been fucking a lot going on. So I just haven't had time to make those shits.
But they are also the people that when I shared with them that I was experiencing.
Dude, that's a great title. The Quartering, the Great Sloppening. Dude, and then put on the title, he's cooked, he's done or something. Oh, that'd be fucking glorious.
And stress at what's going on with the channel and, you know, what's going on because I'm very transparent. I share with most of my employees.
The Quartering, big gay. The big gay Quartering. Quarter Mac is more like quarter dick in his mouth. There's a good title too, dude. It would definitely wouldn't get shut down by YouTube and get limited ads.
How much money I make even. Like, what boss does that? I share my analytics with them, right?
Don't do business.
It's not hard to share your analytics. It's so simple, bro. I think it's always funny when these guys like talk about like the like to dislike ratio isn't what the fucking thing actually says, and it's like you could show what the like to dislike ratio actually is. I've done it on videos where I got fucking ass fucked. I've shown it on videos where the community for that game or for that fucking ecosystem bent me over and just fucked the living shit out of me, and I put those like to dislike ratios on screen because I do not care if somebody dislikes my video a bunch or if somebody like hates my opinions. As long as the video does numbers, I don't give a shit what people think about it. I mean, I care because it's my opinion. Like, I care when I'm making the thing, but once I hit upload, dude, I wash my hands with the shit. I wash my hands and keep pushing forward. I don't sit and harp. I don't do any of that. If a video does bad, I'm like, well, that fucking sucks, dude. I kind of thought it would do good. I'm gonna keep pushing forward. And I feel like there's a lot of harping going on here instead of pushing forward going on here. It's a lot of, oh, well, I'm gonna do this, but you know, this is kind of sucks. I don't know. This is depressing. Like, get your shit together. There's a million people succeeding right now. Asmongold's bigger than he's ever been. Again, Nuxanor's Nuxtaku's second channel, Nuxanor, is bigger than it's ever been. There are so many people just going gangbusters right now, and you're fucking failing. The guy who was, like, leading the charge in this regard, who is doing better numbers than everybody else. Look at them. See what they're doing to make themselves more entertaining and make yourself more entertaining. Quartering. That's the problem. You've done one major change to make your editing slightly better because you're having your editor actually do his job now. Well, that's crazy.
So these individuals came to me and said, look, I'll work for free. Let's get through this rough patch. I'll take on extra work. And it was a very proud moment for me. Steven, my graphics guy, they're staying. My live stream co-hosts are staying. That's kind of a different deal because I have a deal with Rumble that helps offset the cost for that. But I also trim staff there. You'll notice I went from 4 or 5 people down to 2, or 3, I mean. And they are now lending a hand. Luke, for example, is helping me find guests. Hannah Claire is helping me find topics. Melanie Mack is helping me find topics, and they're all.
Oh God, dude, he works with Melanie Mack. Like, talk about like the retarded fucking direction to take your channel. This is like there's like some people out there that are just insufferable pieces of shit that I would never work with if you fucking told me I had to. You could offer me an exorbitant. Okay, if you offered me an exorbitant amount of money and you said I do the podcast with this person and then the money would looking good enough to pay off my house and buy me a new car or something, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, dude. I'll argue with that person on stream or whatever. But like at the same time, you have like these people that you're just gonna huckle juck to, and you probably want to smell Melanie Mack's asshole, so you're not gonna be doing any pushback. Melanie Mack by herself isn't an entertaining person, so like you're taking the most insufferable people from your little ecosystem and making shows with them. That's not gonna help your cause, bro. It's like starting a show with Andy Pants Gaming. That dude fucking sucks. Who wants to be around that guy? Nobody. It makes your entire little movement here look like shit, and these are the type of people that are weighing you down. That's the fat you need to trim, brother.
I'm gonna ask them all to help promote the live streams to help that too. The burnout was real. This had never really felt like a job before. Like I said, I was having near daily anxiety. You see me squirming around, doing this, touching myself, like it's a weird tick, like touching my heart, because I feel like, because when you have anxiety, you have like all this adrenaline dump. The weird breathing, it's all anxiety. And so last night, I finally had enough. And in addition to just understanding and taking responsibility for the fact that had I continued down the path I was over the last 3 months, I would have completely killed this channel. I would have completely killed the quartering channel. Just spewing out videos, being happy with a odd hit and miss. To be clear, Hannah Claire Luke and Melanie Mack are all still employed. That's a different company, basically. And being wrong is something that has increased in the past, in the recent history. That's one of the things that my researcher is going to help me, and she's going to correct me when I'm wrong and provide information about things. So overall, the quality of my videos starting Monday, I'm gonna even on today's live stream, I'm gonna play video games this afternoon. I'm gonna relax this weekend, and I'm going to make my videos better.
I feel like we'll have to check back in with the quartering this week, because it's Saturday. It's Saturday today, right? The day I'm recording this, it's Saturday, and I'll have to double back and see if his content's gotten better, because again, I had to put this on 1.5 speed just to make him talk like a normal fucking human, and not like fucking Mr. Wazowski. Star Wars has gone so woke that it's gone broke. The wokies are starting to get it. Like the fact that I don't hear him talking like that because I put it at 1.5. Maybe you have your editor do that, brother. Oh, well, then my videos won't hit the 8-minute or the 10-minute mark. Well, fucking yap more, my dude, because what you're doing now clearly ain't fucking working.
So what led to kind of the destruction is spending too much time on X. I was picking too many stories off X. And I think instead of spending so much time on X, I'm going to spend time in my Discord with my viewers. I think getting topics from my actual viewers is far better than from Pakistani bots. So by the way, I'll pin the link to my Discord if you want. It's just a chat room. That's where I'm gonna spend more of my time. So I stay more involved with my viewers and not Pakistani bots on X.
If it's what I would be doing, and I would check, my X would be the topical shit, the drama shit, right? And I would mix in some drama with your shit because you already did that. I would mix in I would have the fucking drama alert. I would have stuff like that, right? I would have Yeet or whatever and drama alert and some other stuff like that, and then I'd hit it with some of your I would be looking at what your fucking contemporaries are doing, because you have people in your fucking world like Fleekazoid. I think Fleekazoid kind of hits he's tangentially attached to this type of world. So look at what Fleekazoid's doing, look what these other guys are covering, and say, how can I jump on that as well and do it in my style, and capitalize off of their success. He needs to be realizing what success is going on around him in the space that he fucking trailblazed in, and why isn't he trailblazing anymore? It's because they're more entertaining. Okay, well, I'll speed up my shit and be more entertaining. It's so simple. It's so fucking simple. He's just melting down like a big sad boy over here, and he needs to make actual changes. I don't think the researcher is gonna help. I don't think having your Discord tell you what topics to cover is going to help that much, because you're going to take like 6 videos from a guy named Steve, who all Steve cares about is the length of Sydney Sweeney's pussy. Nobody cares about that shit.
I've also been expending a lot of energy growing my stream.
There's probably a lot of people interested in how long Sydney Sweeney's pussy is. I don't know the Gooners verse that well, so I'm sure that there's somebody who has thought pattern the entire length of her vagina, but I don't know. I just don't think that would make a great video topic.
And my stream will also be.
Let me know in chat. Let me know in chat, guys. If you want to see me make a video on how long I project Sydney Sweeney's vagina length to be, I won't make that video because that would get me demonetized. But it would be funny if I had a lot of people telling me to make that video. I really do think that would be hilarious.
Undergoing these same changes, it could be so much better than it is. I'm literally reading from a script. I literally wrote out everything, so I had a plan. A lot of people don't even know where to watch my streams. If you're a YouTube viewer, you may have never even heard of Quartercast, which is a separate live stream channel that I have. I'm live Monday through Friday at 2 Eastern, and Monday through Thursday at 2 Eastern, and Friday at 1.
Mike's saying no. Mike says no, he doesn't want me to do an entire video on the length of Sydney Sweeney's vagina. You don't want to know from taint, from clit to ass, right? To clit, or from clit to taint. Well, how long her vagina is? You've never asked yourself that question. It's like when I'm sure when people watch my videos, right? They're like, how big is King Jiffy Coat's penis? And the answer is incredibly small. I have an incredibly small micro penis, which makes me such such an intelligent individual. It's why I'm so smart, is because I have such a small penis. And this is like the questions that need answers, and sometimes you gotta have somebody that's willing to do the legwork.
Eastern. But even that needs to get better. And, you know, by the way, that you can find that stream. I'm also on, if you like prefer to watch Twitch, the quartering on Twitch. You prefer to watch Kick, I'm on Kick. If you want to watch it on X, it's also on X. So wherever you want to watch a live stream.
My slop is already enough. My slop is grade 1, like grade 1, don't need A1 sauce on it, perfect slop. I am the king of slop. I slop it up better than the rest of them. Dude, I spit on my dick and slap it right into the side of like a Coke can that's been like hollowed out and filled with like a Play-Doh or something, to really get that vibe of what it feels like to be a true slop creator. I want to know what it feels like to be the perfect incel. So hollowed Coke can, Play-Doh, spit on dick. That's my goal every time I fire up the live stream.
I hope you'll tune in. It's going to get a lot better. I've got my co-hosts who are going to help me get more guests. We've got a big guest Monday, and I think guests will inject some life into the show. And
they'll inject some life. Why don't you call in some favors from all those people that you fucking platformed? Why don't you make yourself like? Why don't you take like a week and do like some fun MXR type videos, or do like some like longer form content? Why don't you mix some new shit in? Try something actually new. It just seems like you're adding in old shit and taking away your ads and having slightly better research. That's not gonna make you better, brother. Like, try something different. All you're doing is like, I'll try the same things and hope for a better response than the first. It's stupid. Like, you're missing the entire point. Working with people like Melanie Mack is your problem.
Inject more quality for you, the viewer. And that change starts Monday as well. Everything will start on Monday. And I appreciate my viewers sticking with me and those who provided feedback, because that's the most important thing. And being able to take it and listen to it also is important. I got lost in the sauce. I became robotic, and you guys tuned out. And what I'm hoping is, either you'll continue to tune in or you'll come back and give me another chance, given these changes I've now laid out for my channel. I guess we'll know in a couple of weeks if feedback is worth a ding. I happen to...
Well, we're gonna see how, like, let's see what Melanie Mack can offer to you. She's 214,000 subscribers. Let's check out our videos, dude. 13, 9, 11, 39. Like, I mean, her channel isn't great, brother. Her channel isn't great. It's boring. I watched this video. I watched this video on channel. This is like one of her biggest videos in the last 3 months. One of her biggest videos in the last 3 months. And it sucked. It was boring. It was shit. It wasn't interesting in the slightest. She sucks. She's insufferable. She's gay and cringe and annoying. I have as much fatigue as she has pride fatigue, bro. And we know she does not like gay people. It's like, these are the type of people you're surrounding yourself with insufferable fucking douchebags, and that's the problem. Get more GTA 5 LP out, or Let's Plays out. Oh, I'm gonna record. Oh, you do your thing, buddy. Get some GTA stuff and make sure it has tons of funny clips.
I think it is. So this is my promise to you. More quality.
She is insufferable. Her whole thing is like, I hate gay people because I'm Christian, and Christians should all hate gay people, and like, well, I hate the gay movement. It's like a rinse and repeat over and over and over again. And she's like, look how edgy I am. I eat butter and I say a bundle of sticks on my all the time on Twitter. Oh, I'm so crazy. It's like, dude, you're annoying as shit, dude. Like, these are the people that are dragging you down, quartering. There is people in in the sphere of the anti-woke shit that aren't completely hated. Like Critical Drinker, I think, is really loved, and like people like that. And you could easily like work with them to make your shit more powerful and more abundant. But instead, you're working with Melanie Mack, who's more boring than you.
Better videos, more entertaining, better live stream, and you know, and I thank you all for the feedback. 100%. We'll see. Hopefully the channel's not totally dead.
Yeah, I don't know if he's totally dead. I think he's having his little fucking freak out moments. This is a typical, like, if he wouldn't have promised not to delete videos, he probably would have deleted this in like 5 minutes. I mean, the dude's the quartering, I don't think he's gonna change, dude. I really don't think anything's gonna fucking change on the quartering's channel. I don't think he's gonna make the improvements he says he's gonna make. I think he's just gonna keep doing the same shit over and over again. That is just his motto. Oh, well, they're better word research now. It has slightly better fucking editing. Cool, quartering. Like, you need to make if you're worried about your shit right now, you need to make massive changes, not light changes. How about you stop drinking as much and spurting out on Twitter, or drink more and spurting out on your channel? At least that would get buzz around you. Lean into some lol cow shit. I don't know, dude. There's a million different avenues to go down, and I think you're just I think you're like, oh, your thumbnail style sucks. It needs to be changed. It needs to like be updated. A lot of your shit you need to look at your contemporaries and make those improvements. If you can't do that, what the fuck is the point? But I will be right back, guys. Give me a half second. I gotta go check in on my baby, and that's not really all I have to say on that segment anyway. So make sure to give it a like and a sub, and make sure to post as many clips of this stream as you possibly want to, many clips of my channel as you possibly want to. You have full reign to take every joke I have made on my platform, make it into shorts, fucking put it out there as much as you want. It is free content for you to grab and have fun with. I want you to put me out there all over the place. It would be great. I would be happy to let you do it. That's all I got on this one, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, though. And for the people watching live, I will be right back. Sorry. I really needed to stand up and stretch. Also, I heard my baby make a loud noise from the other bedroom. I was worried that she was done watching what she was watching, but sometimes she just makes loud noises, like, along with the show, and sometimes she makes loud noises because she wants to be out of there. So I was waiting to see if I needed to be do dad stuff or whatever, and also stretching my gooch out because my gooch is fucking. My gooch is sweaty and compressed. Like, my balls hang really close to my body, and it's, like, sweaty and grumpusy down there. I got a lot of grumpus going on. A lot of sad, angry grumpus. It's just super fucking shit. But what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do about it? Other than be a smelly, grumpusy boy. All right. I had this video pop up that I thought looked pretty interesting. It was called The Sleazeverse by Nerd Army. Now, I've never watched anything by Nerd Army. This video seems to be doing pretty good. It's already at 32,000 views. If you want to go check him out, definitely check out check out Nerd Army if his video's good. If his video's bad, still go check him out. Give him a like. I mean, I want everybody to succeed on this platform, even if I disagree with their sentiments. Even if they make the worst video of all time, go check them out. I mean, I'm starting to loosen up my position on the fact that, like, I'm trying to be as much of a hater. I mean, I'm still going to shit on your stuff if I don't like it. I'm still going to poop all over it. Diarrhea all over your channel if I don't like your video. But I do think that they deserve a like for at least existing and providing me with comedy. But let's get right into this. I have no idea what this is about, and I want to go down the full rabbit hole.
This is Safe Sleazy. Have you seen this guy before? This is Safe Sleazy. You might say, no, that's Curtis.
Okay. Actually, before I start this one, I actually need, my baby is crying, so I need to go get her. Squibbly machine. yeah. Dada's gotta do Dada stuff. And you can hang out with Dada while he does Dada stuff. All right, boys and girls. I had to go catch a goblin. It was a crazy goblin. Here we go. We're gonna get into. I'm gonna do a whole new intro. We're gonna crazy it up here. All right, boys and girls. This is. Yeah. Those are toys. Yep. We got ourselves Nerd Army. Now, I don't know if this video is any good. Will it get the Covenant like from King Jiffy Coats, or will it get the dislike? We will find out today. I saw this video come up. It was called the Sleazy Verse, and I've seen a lot of people with the cringe mullet, the mustache. They don't look cool like Alan Jackson. They look lame and cringe. And I said I have to watch this. This has to be something I put on my channel. I gotta dive into it. I want you guys to make sure to go check out Nerd Army. Even if the video ends up being bad or cringe or garbage, at least he provided me with some comedy to enjoy while I do my YouTube the YouTube experience here. So make sure to go give him either a like or a dislike on some of his videos, depending on how we feel here. I just give him a like. Don't even give him a dislike. Just give him a like. Give him a like so that even if we don't like him, give him a like to just go say, hey, I hope you succeed, pal, because we want you to keep making bad videos. But again, I don't know how bad this video is going to be. I'm excited to see what the Sleaze verse is. Let's get right into it.
Have you seen this guy before? This is Safe Sleaze.
Right away, he does that slow talking British speak. So we're jumping into 1.25, boys. I can't do it. I got that attention span of a gerbil who hasn't gotten one off in 8 months.
You might say, no, that's Curtis Connor. But you would be wrong. This is Safe Sleazy. Safe Sleazy lives in Bushwick, Brooklyn, New York. He knows all about underground cultures, and he's established in the Bushwick scene, which is a scene.
Yeah, these guys suck. They're lame. They're every time I see this, bro, I think we want to own the chuds. Look how sleazy we look. We're unkept. We look kind of redneck, but we're not redneck because it's ironic. That's how I feel about all these guys, bro. And the sad thing is, mullet can look cool. I will die on that hill. The mullet can look cool, dude. You got the mullet going. You're listening to some Alan Jackson. You're being kind of badass. I vibe with it, bro. You have that Stallone look, like you're just about to go fight people in some country for unrelated reasons, because that's what I think Rambo's about, except for the first one. And yeah, I think it's cool, dude. There's not gonna be a time where I hate on that.
Full of all kinds of funny and fantastic characters. He might be the coolest white person that you know, because he knows so much about different music subcultures. He has a whole rotating cast of friends and enemies, and an impressive knowledge of modular synthesis. Safe Sleazy, obviously, is a male feminist. He runs his own zine. He loves Roberto's designer pizza and casually shops at Mr.
Dude,
Key.
I ate at one of these designer pizza places. There's one in the town next to me, and it's got superheroes and stuff on it. It's trying to be really in with nerd culture. Everybody in there looked like this type of guy. The pizza was dog shit. I would have rather played how many drill bits can I fit in my asshole than ever eat that pizza again. But I have a cup from them, and the cup looks really cool. The art on the building was cool. It was just the pizza was fucking atrocious, dude. I'm a pizza connoisseur. I love pizza, and I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't even finish a whole one of their pizzas. It was so bad.
Kiwi. Do you know what any of those things mean? Neither do I, but Safe Sleazy loves them. They're staples in the Bushwick scene. He is a proud DJ. He does this because making your own music requires talent. So instead of putting in the effort to make your own music, just use other people's music. He does DJ events.
By the way, I think DJs, if they're actually good, can be good, but the problem is a lot of people default on being a DJ. They're like, I know how to scratch a record, and it's the worst fucking... The reason most DJs end up becoming producers as well is so they produce for other music, because they're so fucking talented. They don't just have to stand on their production abilities, but other people want their production abilities to make their music better. Regular DJs, nobody cares about. They're just play the songs I already know. The DJ showing up at a bar mitzvah or a fucking quinceanera, nobody gives a shit about that guy. He's just there to play other people's music.
With Y2K aesthetics, or he does it for WPRB Princeton. That's a radio station. Safe Sleazy also hates Philadelphia and his parents. because his parents are problematic and once triggered his Asian.
Oh my god, dude. You better fire your boxing coach, brother, or otherwise they might remind you of your dad. Oh, they yell at me too much. Daddy used to yell at me. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. My dad used to be so mean to me. He was mean to me one time. He told me no and I wanted to do it. I wanted, yes, I'm gonna have a mullet and a mustache. Exactly the problem, bro. These guys are fucking pussies.
Asian girlfriend, Luna.
This is the apocalypse.
I love the story being crafted here, bro. It's so funny because I like, obviously you're thinking iDubbbz, Noah Samson, every one of these like no personality having pussies. All these no personality having pussies are all the same character trope, and they're trying to move away from it. They're like shaving their heads. They're like, we're not that guy anymore, I promise. But yeah, you might shave the sleazy haircut. You might stop being like scumbag dad or whatever. But deep down inside, you're still a fucking little bitch.
No Safe Sleazy hates Philadelphia. Philly has its own sleazy scene, but it's just a subpar mirror of Bushwick. Everyone knows Mood Ring is the coolest club in Bushwick, and Safe Sleazy can often be seen there with Luna. Safe Sleazy loves podcasts, and he hates Ariel Pink and John Mass because they're cancelled from the culture. Now, who else does Sleazy know? What about Luna? That's his Asian girlfriend, also lives in Bushwick.
It's so sad because there's so many examples of this, dude. There's so many examples, and this like safe sleazy, safe edgy shit that's not actually funny. And then when they're called on the edgy, they're like, "Well, we actually meant this. It was actually an archetype of 1927 Schmiggle Biggle Land Kingdom's triumph over their evil oppressors." And you're like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Just say you had an edgy joke, bro. Say you used the swastika sword. Nobody cares. You are the only people who make this a big deal, you fucking losers." They go home and they just self-flatulate as hard as possible, thinking about how they can gaslight their joke into being some grander metaphor for how gay sex is being banned in Afghanistan.
Bushwick, but was born in China. She also does Y2K DJ events, and she has an MFA in design from Pratt. That's the good university, not like Temple University. When they first met, Safe Sleazy took Luna on a date on a fixed gear bike to Green Central Knoll. They also went to Mood Ring. They say to other people though that they're just friends. Who else does Sleazy know? Harper. Harper is the wholesome.
Dude, they're just friends, and when they do start dating, they're not committal because she needs to still get plowed through her fucking ass on OnlyFans while he sits and watches from the corner, and sometimes he gets subbed in. Sometimes he gets subbed in, and he gets to have some real fun of his own and get his like rectum beat in, and that's when you know that they're just in a really perfect relationship. And now I have no mean qualms to say about that. You do whatever you have to do, boo-boo. But they do kind of come off as fucking weird. They're weird fucking gooners.
Male to female trans person living in Bushwick. Bushwick also hosts WPRB Princeton community-supported radio and plays Magdalena Bay. Although we all have our differences, we all support the same cause, the DSA. Although some people are problematic, Harper is wholesome.
It's so sad how fucking accurate this is because it just exposes this like weird hive mind of fucking people, bro. It just is like this like, we all support the same things. When I said that thing about the gay people earlier in Afghanistan, well, you see, they now have to, the tides have changed. Now they have to support the exile of gay people in Afghanistan because that is tangentially attacks to Islamophobia, and we have to now support Islamophobia more than we have to support anti-homophobia. Now everything's falling in on itself, and don't remember any of that shit. I didn't say anything about that in the past. It's time we move on, you fucking the hive mind has moved on. Why the fuck won't you move on, you fucking absolute Nazis? Every time that's what it breaks down to, and it's hilarious.
And loves everyone the same way. Harper goes to board game week and wants to make immaculate breakcore. Harper makes money by teaching remote classes in Bitwig, whatever the fuck that is. How about Alex? Now, Alex is the villain in the Safe Sleazy universe. He's problematic and probably racist. He once called Luna late at night. He's Luna's stalker. He's actually cancelled in the Bushwick scene. Despite that, he's still a true Antifa supporter. He's a renegade podcaster fighting against reactionary causes. He pretends to be Drive from the movie Drive, and he's deeply black-pilled. He fights for the old Bushwick. He's probably related to Dr. Greg Smith, somehow, some way. It's funny how in the Bushwick extended universe, Everyone has a name, except for the main character, Safe Sleazy. It's a bit like a Brian Griffin type of situation, isn't it? If you don't know, the Safe Sleazy universe was produced by Pill Eaters, and it contains a rotating cast of Safe Sleazy adjacent characters. I find it interesting, and I quite like it how somebody took an idea I alluded to in the past and built upon that, building a whole universe out of it, using their own experience and knowledge. I find it quite funny, and I like how people...
I feel like this guy must have been the guy who made the... I think this is the guy who made the mullet mustache video in the past. I'm pretty sure that's him. We're gonna do a little bit of we're gonna do a little bit of deep diving. I think this is the guy who Millennial Food. No, he hasn't made these. He didn't make that. There was a guy who made a video about like that cringe ass mullet haircut, and I feel like this is an extension of that. This is more lore to the scumbag hipster sleazy guy. This is fantastic, brother.
People do that. And to be honest, if anyone else wants to take my ideas and kind of build upon them in the same way, I actually appreciate it. I like it. Now, who else does Safe Sleazy know? There's Ryan, the post-hardcore dude, who, despite...
Dude, no, we're missing a crucial aspect here. We're missing the fucking brother, dude. The brother of the Safe Sleazy guy, who's like successful, has a wife and kids, doing fine, and every fucking dinner they have an argument, and where Safe Sleazy gets up and leaves and goes home and talks about how toxic his family is, and then... and the other brother just goes home to succeed at life again. I feel like that needs to be an archetype as well, dude. That and like the ex-girlfriend who's like a hardcore conservative. In high school they used to mesh, and then she broke up with him and broke his heart. So therefore he had to become the sleazy guy to show her, dude. And he did it all so he can sleep with different types of women that he slept with because he doesn't have that type anymore. That type burnt him. He moves on with a new ecosphere.
Looking tough.
Or the Safe Sleazy Virgin, iDubbbz. That is just the iDubbbz archetype, where the first time he saw pussy, he just let her control his entire viewpoint on the world.
He actually cries in the shower to Phoebe Bridges. So he's quite an enigma, isn't it? And whenever someone suggests anything fun happening, Ryan just responds, "This is fucking gay."
The dichotomy is crazy. But
This is a fun video, bro. I'm having a blast with this. This is great, dude. Dude, the Safe Sleazy, bro. This whole universe is gonna be one of my favorite archetypes to make fun of, dude. This is like, so there was this guy named Scumbag Dad, right? He used to make like I'm your scumbag dad thing, and then the dude went on I'm a progressive comedian route. Like he was always that, but he just got so insufferable because he was like, I'm gonna shove my views down your fucking throat because I'm right, you're wrong. I'm actually making fun of you. You're the scum. Oh, dude, I hate when people do that. It's like, oh, now I've decided I'm popular enough to take a position on this shit, and I'm just gonna by supporting this position, I'm just gonna say anybody who disagrees with me is a fucking piece of shit. They're all Nazis, they're all homophobic, they're all racist, whatever. They use whatever buzzword they can to try to fucking chip a ball into your ass, and you cough sideways, and then they can laugh at the way you cough. That's their whole goal. But there is no ball, there is no you gaping your ass. You're just standing there watching them stand there with a golf club while they stroke it.
Now, what about Safe Sleazy's background? In Lake Tahoe, Safe Sleazy's dad is John. He's a retired NASA engineer, but he's cancelled by Luna, and therefore cancelled from the Bushwick scene because he called Luna a her and made some disturbing pro-Zionist statements. Now Sleazy and Luna can't visit Lake Tahoe anymore.
All bro said was, I don't think we should like destroy all the Jews. And he's like, Zionist. The right answer was glass all of Israel. We're leaving. I can't believe my father would treat me this way. He only bought me one bicycle this year. Usually he buys me two, and one of them has a dildo seat.
What about Rockabilly Rachel, who loves rockabilly? Who's 1950s with a punk edge and loves the Stray Cats and likes how evil the Cramps are and goes to a barcade to have drinks.
Who are all these fucking bands? Bro just is like hitting me with all these bands that I've never fucking heard of. These are the gayest sounding bands of all time.
It is great because you can have drinks, but there's also video.
These are the people that think like they would call Vosh like a right-wing extremist, and Vosh is like Like already pretty left-wing extreme, but he's not extreme enough. Hassan is daddy to these fucking losers.
Games. So it's a little bit of adulting, but not too much adulting. How about Lizzie? Lizzie's also a they, them, and active with Antifa. Perhaps the middle ground between Harper and our next subject, Lilith. Lilith is dark, the evil counterpart to Harper. Her dead name died long ago. Lilith is puppy mode and pretends to be in Columbine. Lilith is a xenofeminist who programs in Linux and knows all about hyperobjects and tracker music. Gay Sleazy is the gay version of Sleazy.
Dude, I feel like we're just reading off like avid Blue Sky users. This is like the normal Blue Sky user post right here.
He doesn't care about boundaries. He tries to hook up with safe Sleazy.
Hey boy, it's Gay Sleazy, the Diogenes of Bushwick. Meet me outside Mood Ring. I'm your signal dealer. I'm on Grindr. We can go back to my place. Grab my dick on the dance floor. This is my boyfriend Alan. Korean twink.
There are many, many more characters in the Safe Sleazy universe, and they get up to all kinds.
This is the greatest fucking video of all time, dude. This shit is like prime for a perfect sketch. Just like a barroom SNL type sketch, but like with more edgier behavior. I want, like, you know what would be funny about this is like a portal opens up to like the edgy leftist pops out, right? And the edgy leftist is now in that bar and is just like chilling, pretending to be a progressive now so that they don't get canceled for saying the N-word every other day. And they come out to be like, either it's none of it's okay or all of it's okay, only for the bar to lose their fucking mind and start going like, they'll start like shitting on the floor, throwing poop at the portal. Howard Stern's like backing back into the portal, like, take me back to the 90s, take me back to when I could say racial slurs on Sirius Radio. Oh no, what turn have I gone wrong? This is so much gayer than I thought it would be.
Of adventures in places all around Bushwick, like Mood Ring and Mr. Kiwi. Here's the interesting thing about Pill Eater though. People have pointed out, how does he have so much insider knowledge about Safe Sleazy and the world of Bushwick? Does he have any personal...
I'm honestly really curious what the fuck this game is. This is like Tallow. Is this that Tallow's first game or whatever? Tallow, whatever? Because this looks really good. Actually really good. I'm not a big puzzle game guy, but this looks... if this is that game, the funniest part about that game is like, so Portal was made by Valve, who made obviously a bunch of like really good FPS games. They made the Half-Life series and obviously the zombie games, Left 4 Dead and CSGO and whatever. And they ended up making like a bomb-ass puzzle game. And then the Talos Principle 1 and 2 are made by the people who made Serious Sam. And Serious Sam is like a bomb-ass fucking FPS game. I think it's just like the best FPS studios end up making the best puzzle games as well.
Experience with this, people looked into it, and it seems he's an obscure indie electronic musician who's in all kinds of underground scenes. Is Pill Eater Safe Sleazy, or is he unsafe sleazy? Why do they always have an Asian girlfriend? Maybe it's simply an observation, because such a thing is common in this area. Or maybe it's a part of his ideology, AXA, which stands for Asian X-Aryan. And to be honest, I don't know if
Asian X-Aryan. Bro was stomping with the Brotherhood and then realized that that's not cool and was like, okay, I decided instead of being a part of the white hoodie group, I am going to get a mullet and a mustache, talk about Israel, Palestine, and date Asian women. What the fuck?
it's a joke or not, because the AXA ideology was explained.
You have an Asian girlfriend because you can't stand bro culture and blonde-haired cheerleaders and blue-haired feminists? Do you wish you could be yourself in the alt-right without being called a cuck? You can listen to your eccentric noise music, have Asian girlfriends, and feel harmony and trust between other Asian Aryans. Imagine a world where everyone is like an actor on an NHK World program. I'm Pill Eater, and I want to make anime real. I am your voice.
And
it's just okay. So I know what it is. It's anime obsession. I'm just kidding. You watch too much anime. You grow a mullet and a shitty mustache, and only talk to Asian women. This is getting profoundly racist from my end.
It's like he's joking. But you know what? Maybe it's real. Maybe it's all true. And if it is, frankly, that makes me enjoy the Safe Sleazy universe even more, knowing that the creator is a schizophrenic racist. It's kind of Lynchian, or perhaps even...
Schizophrenic racist. Bro, dude, this is just iDubbbz's life right now, dude. This whole video is what iDubbbz was thinking about while sitting in the cuck chair at Hassan's house.
Kafkaesque, or maybe even Lovecraftian. It had so many layers of depth. So that is Safe Sleazy. What adventures will Safe Sleazy go on next? Who else will Safe Sleazy run?
Dude, this was a wonderful video. What a rabbit hole to go down, dude. This guy gets a subscribe and a like. Make sure to go like and subscribe to his video. It's called Nerd Army, the Sleaze verse, or the Sleazy verse. I loved this. This was incredible. I think that's what I'm going to end it on today, guys. I hope you like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. But that was wonderful. That was an absolute gangbusters way to end the stream. But anyways, guys, I'm fucking, it's hot in my house right now. I need to turn on some fans. My baby's like passing out of my stomach right now. And I need to lay down and like let her get a really good nap time. So I love you all, and I'll catch you on the next one.